The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the Bombay bad boy himself, Big Rig Nick Utown.
Yeah, glad to be here this wonderful Thursday night. I know we missed you guys last week, but that's because Jeff and I were partying all 5 days in a row at Dragon Con.
Yeah, rubbing elbows with celebrities, getting called handsome by famous women. It's been a nice week, Nick.
It was a good adventure. It was a good adventure.
Yeah, and last year was great. This year was better. So, folks, hit that thumbs up button. It is time for WCBS episode 459 here on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook, and back on StreamYards and what's the other place we do? Oh yeah, Podbean. We're all over the internet, folks. We're taking over. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, guys, there's two bullshitters. More missing. Well, usually it's whenever two bullshitters appear, there's a show.
Dead. They're just dead. Sorry, they're just dead.
Yeah, so Nick and I are coming clean right here on the air. Hopefully AI doesn't come and get us too quickly before we can finish our sentence. But Dion and Kendo are gone. They're no more. They cease to be. They're ex-hosts. No, they're at Kendo's at a coaching event. He'll be here soon. And Dion claims to be at a dinner, but he's probably watching football. So
yeah,
catch
he's
Dion next
football.
Week. America's stepdad doesn't always come back when he says he will. But, folks, we're here for you. And speaking of coming back, let me give you guys a quick bit of housekeeping news before we start tonight's show. So, I am 5 pages away from completing Stealing Solo 2. I know it keeps sounding like it takes longer and longer, but I added more pages to make it more cinematic. I'm a comic nerd. If I want to reference a movie, I'm going to make my panels look like a goddamn cinema screen. So I've added some extra pages, but it'll be done this coming week. You're probably wondering where the High Council is. Not this coming Tuesday, the 9th, but I will be back on the 16th. I'm working on getting some big guests and changing up the format because I don't want to go back to the way it used to be. Yeah, it's an enjoyable show that you guys like, but I want to make it even better. Plus, I want to have a little more fun, make it more graphically interesting. So, be on the lookout for that. And since we're in the back-to-school season, I'm thinking I really want to. Maybe if you guys help get those numbers up, we'll bring back some Good Morning Pop Culture. And it's going to be the kind that you can, listen with your family on the way to work. So get ready for all of that. And welcome to all of our new subscribers. We finally passed that 202K bump into 203,000. I can count. And we're on our way to the 1 million. So, folks, be on that journey with us. When we make it to 1 million, I might actually fire Kendo out of a rocket. So, anything. Sky's the limit. Space is the place where Kendo's slice will end up.
Yeah, we may have to call Uncle Musk and be like, yeah, can you give us a favor?
You know what? We're world class, so that should happen. Also, too, October means Schlocktoberfest here on this channel. Statler Toyota, it means, inventory time. But, folks, we're bringing back Schlocktoberfest in a short-form version. You'll get some pop culture home video releases, some horror pop culture releases. So be on the lookout for that in October. But I wanted to get you guys excited as Nick and I come up with a couple of bonus things. Maybe like a little online Halloween party. Who knows? It's not like we'll be here for Halloween itself proper, Nick, because October 31st, when Back to the Future is getting a 4K RDX release in cinemas.
Yeah.
So I'll be there.
Yeah. I think every theater in the country is getting some sort of doing sort of gimmick for it. I wonder if they're going to release a popcorn bucket for that event.
I talk a lot of shit, but I will buy that popcorn bucket on day one.
Yeah, we'll both buy it for sure.
I mean, I have.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Each theater does their own version of it. Are you gonna buy them all, or are you gonna just get the one you want, kind of thing?
So I have a feeling if this happens, they're gonna do a flux capacitor popcorn bucket. That's like the most low hanging fruit. If it lights up and it's under $50. And it's like to scale with the flux capacitor, yeah, because to get a flux capacitor collectible is pretty pricey. If it's the car, depending on how good it looks, maybe. I don't need, a lot of guys are taking these popcorn buckets and retrofitting them for action figures, Nick. But
Yeah.
you know me, we talked about crowdfunding. I crowdfunded a really big DeLorean, so I won't need that.
What if they do like a hoverboard?
Yeah, probably that. If it's a full-sized hoverboard or like an illusion, like it should float. Like if my popcorn can float into my mouth, I'm there.
That would be awesome. Yeah, you're probably gonna get a flux capacitor or Mr. Fusion, probably something along those lines.
Mr. Fusion's perfect.
Yeah, probably a full car for sure. I would say that's on the docket. One thing I would hate is if it's just like a standard popcorn bucket that just has like the wraparound of the movie and it's like, oh, happy 40th, whatever of this movie. Like that would be kind of disappointing.
The cup can be that disappointing, but not the popcorn bucket.
Agreed. Yeah, that's fine. I just don't want. Yeah, I just like, like it's fucking Back to the Future. Like, come on, you guys have made you guys made the goddamn Dune the Dune bucket.
Yeah, it wasn't a fleshlight.
Yeah, you made the fleshlight bucket. Come on.
Yo, I would argue, folks in the chat, we're gonna give you guys a shout out in a minute, but I want you guys to get involved right now at home. I'm going to make a statement. I want you to tell me if you agree, disagree, or give me a counterpoint. Back to the Future is the most consistent film in terms of just the first one. Like, it's the most consistently loved film out there. It doesn't really have any bad elements to its franchise. So I guess I'm going to say Back to the Future is the best movie because there's really nothing bad about it. Sorry, Star Wars fandom. I know somebody in the chat was talking about how Star Wars Theory said the fandom's never been this quiet. Well, Star Wars Theory, it's because Star Wars has been really bad for a decade. And I understand the hype from 10 years ago. The Force Awakens really got everybody excited. But I saw the writing on the wall, and I thought it sucked. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's obvious. I mean, it's been bad for, like you said, a decade. So nobody cares about it. Every time a show comes out, every time somebody gets shot for it, nobody, it just like it's a fart in the wind basically. Nobody cares. It can just go away. And then
we don't even trust that it'll come out.
Yeah, I mean, even the thing with Ryan Gosling happening right now, I'm kind of shocked they're even doing it. But I guess it was in their lineup and they've done the work and they've produced it and they've got the contract signed. They can't just not make it. So,
well, we've seen the footage. Yeah, we've been there, folks. We've been inside Lucasfilm. We have the insiders. I know every fucking detail of this movie. Quinlan and Bob Dole are the bad guys, and they fight, Imperial fighters and shit. I don't know. But it's coming out. We're going to talk about all the movies that are coming out in 2027 a little later tonight because there was this big social media post. And Nick, a couple years back, you had talked about how you had seen an article that said like the box office would shit the bed in 2023, and it gave all sorts of statistics and predictions.
Yeah,
the box office kind of did shit the bed in 2023, and well, it's 2024, and it sucked this year too for the most part. So when we talk about that, I think the year that's going to have the most licensed, what's the word I'm looking for? Movies based on other properties. I think a lot of them are going to shit the bed, and we're going to see some really big changes in Hollywood because you can feel that people want originality and you can feel that people want something unique, and those are getting rewarded, and the same old Marvel crap is not. So it's going to be a fun discussion when we get there.
Oh no, of course, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where like we had the big the big pop from Marvel with the three stages, whatever it is, and that was it. And then they trying to recapture that lightning in a bottle, and they couldn't. And they're just like, hey, we're still doing this. Come watch our stuff. And it's like, no, we're done. What you're doing is leading nowhere, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's really disjointed. It's funny how like DC and Marvel have kind of switched sides because DC now is going to do their own universe, and they had one hell of a start with Superman. That came out this year. That was really good. We both really liked it. And that's going to be, I think, the next thing. Hopefully they don't go crazy like Marvel does, where they're going to put out like 3 movies a year. If they do 1 a year, maybe 2 every 6 months, I think they'll be fine. But we can't have this oversaturation of that happening again, or else they're going to lose a lot of money.
I agree. I think, and we'll talk about this because they've announced the sequel, but I think that now's the time for DC to be smart. They've already built the foundation with Superman, their first superhero, so I'm feeling good about it. I like Superman again. I saw it multiple times, bought the figure, getting the hot toys for Christmas. Like, I'm on board. If they can do Batman correctly and not worry about, and look, I get it, some people like the Batman and Matt Reeves' interpretation in the Penguin show is great in my opinion, but god damn it, fucking let it go. If that candy ass Batman is the Batman in this new DC universe, I don't want it. Like, I'm already checked out, because the Batman is kind of like an Elseworlds to me, where it's like, if I need to watch a Batman movie and here comes a Nirvana song and a grim, dark narration about the city needs me, fuck that shit. That is like an angsty teenager. I don't like that kind of Batman. I went and saw Batman 89 last week. Was it last week that it was in theaters, or was that 2 weeks ago now?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I saw it, Batman 89. It was like a revelation. It looked great. They redid the Dolby picture, so it had a better color timing in general, and it works. But ironically enough, more than half the audience left for Batman Returns. So I don't know if that's a commentary on how they feel about the film, if it was whatever. But yeah, folks, I think DC is going to be started out strong, and, well, I don't want to jump the gun. We have a segment about that. Mm-hmm. Hey, Leighton Swallow, welcome in. Welcome to everybody. Real quick, we want to give a shout out to everybody who joins us each and every week. You guys are making this channel grow again. We are fighting the algorithm together. It's like Terminator, except not as cool. I'm not a robot from the future. There's not there's not a guy that turns to metal. There's not, Dion is close to Sarah Connor as you can get. So we have a Sarah Connor. His name is Dion Green. But,
oh my God.
Yeah, folks, we are on the upswing again, and we thank everybody, and we welcome everybody in. So let me give a quick shout out to people like Breadman Productions, Keely Chow, The Midnight, cool way to spell that, Shrebbles08, John Riley, shout out to Track Media Only, Susan Dolan, Galf R35, our good friend Adama. We also have Clone Geek, the one and only Clone Geek. And there's a lot of people here that keep rolling in. So, folks, we're just going to keep on doing the show tonight proper. We appreciate you guys. Keep hitting that thumbs up button. It's a free way to help the channel grow quickly, but we really appreciate the support you're giving us. And let's shout out with our friend Adama, or start out with our friend Adama, who says, "Good evening, guys. I hope all is well." It is. "I'm nostalgic for an old Xbox game called Jet Set Radio Future. I know that one well. It was one of the few games featuring rollerblading. Is there a game that you guys want to see remastered or re-released?" Ooh, I love this as a start-out question. Before we answer, I would just like to say to you, Adama, I remember Jet Set Radio Future and Jet Grind Radio for the Dreamcast. I thought those games were some of the coolest-looking games at the time, because Sega games had I don't say an otherworldly appeal, but they were like the alternative. In the late 90s, early 2000s, the Sega games really felt like they had their finger on the pulse of popular culture. Crazy Taxi felt cool and unique. Jet Grind Radio or Jet Grind Radio was the first one. That felt cool and unique. They updated Sonic. The fighting games were great on the Dreamcast. It's just like, too bad the Dreamcast shit the bed. But luckily, a lot of those great Sega games that were in the pipeline moved over to Xbox, and we got to kind of continue that. I mean, some people love Panzer Dragoon Orta. That's not my cup of tea. But I loved this game. I love this era. I love that style. Nick, is there a game that you are nostalgic, or that you would like to see get remastered or re-released?
Let's see. I want to say Area 51.
Yes.
That was a really fun one. It was like, it wasn't exactly James Bond, but it was, like in the realm of, what is it? Perfect Dark and James Bond. It was like in the middle of those two. And that one was a lot of fun. I remember playing that a lot when it came out. There was also a snowboarding game that I played a lot too.
SSX Tricky?
Yes, that's what it is. Yes.
That's a game I would buy day one.
Yeah.
But you got to include the original song.
No, 100% you do. That one I play a lot of. I think I want to say they made an arcade version of that too.
There's a snowboarding arcade game. It might be SSX branded, but there were also like 5 SSX games. Okay,
that's why. The version that came out on original Xbox, I remember playing that a lot, and it was so much fun. It was great. I would love for that to be upscaled and brought back out.
Yep, my guy was Simon as they would just
say. Oh, yeah.
He would scream out, "French toast and syrup," and he would take his board and spin it around his neck as he would fly through the air.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's just taking me back to good times. I have it in my living room, but it's for the GameCube, and it looks kind of blurry on a modern TV. Yeah. For a classic game that I'd like to see get remastered, I won't be lazy, and I won't say GoldenEye, because GoldenEye technically got one, so I'm going to pick something else, which is a big deal for me, folks, because you got to remember, I love gaming. Especially, I've been on this Gears of War kick lately with the new remastered one. A lot of fun. Let's be honest, if you had the other remastered one from 10 years ago, it's the same with prettier specs, so I like that. But if I could get a classic game remastered, I'm just going to say, this is low-hanging fruit for some people. I want to see a full-on like Super HD Ocarina of Time, because I don't want it to be bigger. I don't even want the game to change. I just want the controls to be modernized. Like, the thumbstick on the 64 controller was terrible. And I also want, honestly, Nintendo, if you want to be cheap, just take the 3DS version, give it a new texture pack, and I'm there. That's one of my favorite games of all time. I also wouldn't mind seeing I'm trying to look at my wall of collectibles to see if there's a game that would remind me of what I want to play. No, I'm just going to stick with that. That was a good one. Oh, Enrique beat me to it. Rogue Squadron 2 with upgraded visuals.
Oh.
I rescind all comments. That's the one I want.
That's a good one.
That's still the best Star Wars game. Like, Episode 1 Racer is up there.
Oh my god.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 is the tippity top.
It's so much fun.
I waited in line for a GameCube back in 2001. I'm that old. But no, my grandma took me. The only time she ever left church early. She was a super religious lady, but she's like, honey, I know you want this Nintendo. So she went to church, got the communion, said, let's go. And we got there. We got one of the last GameCubes, and I got Rogue Squadron 2. And that game, God, that got me through many years. So shout out to you, Enrique, for your message. That's exactly what I want to pick. I love that game. But Adama, that's an excellent one, and I've been nostalgic for a lot of old games. You know, folks, I always say how I want originality in film, and I do. But I'm okay with old games getting remade and remastered because they're not the same beast. You know, let's just pick Back to the Future. It keeps getting re-released constantly. You can't remake it because there's no reason to remake it. You have a VCR, a Laserdisc player, a Blu-ray, 4K, anything. It's going to be Back to the Future available. It's modernized for you. You know, if I want to play Rogue Squadron 2, I got to bust out a GameCube or a Wii. And those don't look good on modern TVs, and the controls aren't that great, and it was early 3D gaming, and gaming's evolved. Filmmaking has kind of regressed in many ways. So that's why I think they're different beasts, but bring on the classics, man. The Turtles arcade game could get another re-release.
Oh my god, dude! Give me, you know what? Give me a cabinet of all those big 4-player arcade games. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want. Give me that, and I'll be happy.
Well, you have space to build one.
That's true. I do. That's
after
true.
Your giant server. See, folks, one day Nick's going to be broadcasting from his airplane, and you're like, where did Nick get all this money? Well, he created a server farm and then sold that space to local tech companies, and they basically pay rent to use Nick's server every month, and, you know, 90 grand a month ain't pennies, or 8 peanuts.
That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, you know, you were getting up every morning. I could hear you getting in the living room and putting on, like, what was it, Twilight Zone all the time.
Yeah, there was a Beverly Hills Cop morning. Don't get me wrong.
There was one. It was very distinct. Yeah, but I'm glad once again. It worked. It's worked perfectly. I have it tuned. I have it like maxed out with everything. It's great. I think I'm at 500 movies as of right now. So I put a few more on there. So.
Well, you got the Goonies on there. That's all I care about.
Oh, I had to. Well, I mean, we watched. Yeah, we watch a lot of stuff, man. We watch a lot of stuff. Cheers.
Folks, a little later on, Nick and I are going to give you a segment on some of the shit we encountered in Atlanta / at Dragon Con. We saw crazy stuff. There was an arrest at Dragon Con. I got to hang out with one of my favorite YouTubers, which was great. We talked for 2 hours. Yeah, even though I'm on YouTube and have been doing it for a decade, I still have YouTubers that I go, hey, what's up? And so, also, too, shout out to a lot of our fans. A lot of people came up to us at the show. It was cool. It was funny that we're waiting in line for coffee, and this like guy, this is me saying this, like this giant dude starts looking at me, and I'm like, all right, well, we're in line. Maybe he's just trying to phase out peace out if he wants to get in line or not. And he comes up and starts talking to us, and he was telling us about this movie called Primal War. He was a cool dude. And he's like,
yeah, we gotta watch that.
And I'm like, I wanted to say, like, you are the only person in this convention that can say that to me. But there you go. Shout out to. I don't want to say his name on the air because he didn't give us a screen name, so I remember his name. But shout out to you,
let's not dox the poor guy.
Yeah, they're like, who's the tallest dude in Atlanta? Oh, it's that guy. That's the guy Jeff met. Got it. Cool. He was one of the. Do you even have an NBA team down there?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. You're asking the wrong guy.
Well, folks, this is not a sports show. We'll get Skip Bayless on never, but we have our friend Shrubbles08 with the word of the day. Welcome back, WCBS. The word of the day is donuts. For a few donuts more on Her Majesty's on Her Majesty's Donut Service, Debbie Does Donuts, Donut Raider, How Stella Got Her Donuts Back, and Deep Blue Donut.
No donuts for old men.
Yes, that's a good one. Teaching Mrs. Donut.
Teaching Mrs. Donuts. Donut Will Hunting.
Highlander 2: The Donuttening.
There you go. The donut who fell to earth.
The world is not a donut.
Well, this is not a donut. Don't tell the flat earth people that. They get really weirded out.
It could be a donut and an ice wall, Nick, because there's a... Never mind. There's the hole that goes in the middle. We saw Godzilla. That's how the world works, right?
That's true. One donut over the cuckoo's nest.
Another delicious title. Of Donuts and Men.
There you go. The good, let's see. The good, the bad, and the donut.
Did we not get a fistful of donuts? Because a fistful of donuts just sounds like a weekend over here.
I know.
Nick, that was the one thing we missed this weekend. You and I should have got a shitload of donuts and watched cop movies. Instead, we got takeout and watched horror.
So much
giallo
takeout.
movies.
Well, I mean, we did eat our weight in like what, sushi or Chinese food or whatever that one buffet was.
Oh my god, I still smell like soy sauce.
Oh man, yeah, that was fun.
Nick, I'm gonna give you one last title: The 40-Year-Old Donut. Don't eat it.
40-year-old donut. Okay, fine. I'll give you one last one as well. Tinker Tailor Donut Spy.
I love a good donut spy. Industrial espionage on the Duncan level. It's some serious shit. Let's see the chat. We got some good ones. We got Return of the Donuts from Susan. Nice. Terminator Donuts Day. We also have let's see,
8 Crazy Donuts. I like that one. That's a good one.
The Sons of Katie Donuts. I just watched The Sons of Katie Elder not that long ago. The Quiet Donuts, Spaceballs 2, The Quest for More Donuts, The Maltese Donut.
The Maltese Donut. Cannibal Donut. Oh, that's a good one. Oh my god, I love this one. Meet Joe Donut. Oh my god.
That's a good one right there. Shout out to Enrique. Meet Joe Donut. He's gonna get hit by a car and fly across it.
Oh god, let's see. Clone Geek had a good one. How I Met Your Donut. Oh god, that only has to be like 8 episodes and to watch that.
Yeah, NPH should be in that though.
He should.
He's in the new Dexter, so he'll do anything.
Oh god, jeez.
Let's see. Thank you, folks. Thank you, Shrubbles08, for bringing us the word of the day. Shrubbles08 has another message. It says, "Damn it, Jeff! I simply will not buy a darn popcorn bucket. If it was only a damn $1, I will not buy that for $1." Yeah, we'll get that button soon, the real one.
Yeah.
You know, it's Back to the Future, man.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it was funny because I think the night you came in, we talked about what was it? Donna Discs had the TBA for the crazy 4K box set of Back to the Future, and I shit you not, I think you got up in the middle of the night and sent me the link.
Yeah. So what happened was, as I was going to bed, not that sober, I was looking at my phone one last time and I saw that Amazon had it up, so I pre-ordered it and I texted you the link right away because, folks, I don't care. I have versions of Back to the Future that are still in the wrapper. I don't need to always it's Back to the Future, man. Like, I don't know.
No, I'm with you.
If Beverly Hills Cop released all this shit, I'd be doing that too. But
no, 100%. No, I think I don't know if I have the 4K of Back to the Future. If I do, I'll sell it and get this and have this copy as my primary, so it's fine. Not a big deal. But
I will open it
yeah.
once and then probably never touch any of the collectibles in it.
No, I can't wait to watch it. I really can't. It's gonna be awesome.
I mean, I have a Back to the Future shelf, Nick, but I need a Back to the Future cabinet, and then I need a DeLorean, but I don't know if I'll fit in it. So
they need to like cut it down the middle and just extend it by like another foot, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, but that would throw off the movie authenticity. So I'll just be uncomfortable and drive that car around like this the whole time. I'll be like,
there you go.
I'm a kid at heart. Xavier to God. Speaking of being a kid, this one nearly broke my childhood heart. The Rock went from the boulder to the pebble. Have you seen the picture of the Rock lately?
Dude, it's frightening. Kendo even sent it to us and was talking shit, which was always hilarious. And we had a little, our private discussion about what we think happened to him.
I'm guessing either Ozempic or just like he ain't sick. I don't think The Rock is ill.
He didn't need it because he was built. He's the one who eats like 5,000 calories a day just to, keep going. He eats his fucking white rice, chicken breast, and broccoli, 6 times a day to keep going. So I think he's all right. But I don't know. Maybe he just got tired of it. Maybe he saw Batista and Batista talking him out of it. He's like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. Just you'll still be all right.
Happened. Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where it's just like the buff physique, like that level of huge, is limiting for roles. So he's trying to become a different type of actor. Maybe he's hoping that this fighting machine movie is going to propel him into more serious dramas, and that The Rock can win an Oscar and The Rock can do these things, but he's got to look the part. So as long as they keep him in the video games looking like he did 30 years ago, 25 years ago, I'm cool. So
no, yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I don't know how old he is, but maybe also age caught up with him.
He's like 53.
Yeah, that's probably what it is then, because you won the genetic lottery. You're a global star. People know who you are. It's like you can stop working out like 18 times a day. It's fine.
Whatever keeps him alive long enough for us to make a movie with him, where we'll kidnap him and force him to. Hey, at this weight, we could definitely kidnap The Rock. Shit, Harrison Ford will beat his ass. So
that's true.
Our friend Enrique has a very nice message. He says, "Hail WCBS, glad you guys are back. Did you witness the guy getting kicked out of Dragon Con because of the AI? Also, WTF, $1,000 Lego Death Star. It's BS and not world class. Also, there's going to be a Speed Champions Back to the Future DeLorean coming out next year. Can't wait for that. Have you been watching Twisted Metal?" All right, so let's answer these questions.
Okay.
Did you watch Twisted Metal yet? You finish it?
I have not. I was actually going to watch it, but then I got caught up doing other work. But no, I love Twisted Metal. I actually saw what was it on? I think it was on. It popped up on my YouTube feed. It was an interview with the guy who played Axel, and like all the stuff they were doing for his character was like a 15-minute video. I fucking love that guy. Like I saw him in the interview and like everything he was talking about. Fucking love that guy. I love that actor. Love that character. It's I'm here for Twisted Metal. It better get a fucking 3rd season. Everybody should go watch it and start tweeting about it and talking about it, because we need at least 5 seasons of Twisted Metal at the very least. It
has to have more, because the way it ends, I watched it yesterday at lunch, because it's funny, Nick, we should have watched it together because they put out 3 episodes instead of 2.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We should have. But no, I've ever since the first season came out of that show, I've loved it. Anthony Mackie is fucking hilarious.
Agreed.
I love that man. If he's in something, I'll more than likely watch it. Unless it's Marvel, then I probably won't. But if it's anything else, I'll probably check it out. And he's perfect in this. Like him and the girl from Brooklyn Nine-Nine are great together.
Stephanie Beatrice.
Yeah, she's dude. It's such They feed off each other. It's so great. I love it. The whole cast. There was a show called Blood Drive that kind of reminded me of this. Mm-hmm. I wonder if the people are similar who did the production, because Blood Drive was a very extreme show for cable, and they did a lot of blacking out of things and doing stuff that they could only do at certain hours of the night. And that was a weird show on Sci-Fi for a bit, but it only lasted a season because like you couldn't go any further. You really couldn't go any further.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I have never heard of Blood Drive. I'll have to check it out though.
Yeah, it was on Sci-Fi just for a season. And
2017.
Yeah. And it had Homeboy in it from what is it? Goddamn. Forget the dude's name. Alan
Sweet Tooth.
No, not Sweet Tooth. Alan Richardson.
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah, him. Yeah. From Reacher, that guy. He was in it. He was the main character.
I thought you were about to say Alan Rickman, and then I would say to you, how did I miss an Alan Rickman television series? I would have watched it, but I didn't.
But yeah, Blood Drive. It's only on like one place, I'm sure. Nobody cares about that show anymore.
Let's see. To answer Enrique's other questions. By the way, I won't spoil it, Enrique, but that was a great finale. The way the tournament went down was hilarious. The results of the Wish were hilarious. And, I mean, this show It's funny. Post-apocalyptic shows all have the same tropes, but somehow Twisted Metal is able to take those tropes and make them fun. Because I thought that this was and I liked the first season a lot, don't get me wrong, but I was wondering if it was going to be the same old shit in the second season. And at first, it picked right back up, and then it got better. And like, I love Calypso. That dude the actor is so weird.
Yeah, and like just the things that happen he has control of are so questionable. It's like, who the fuck are you?
You'll learn by the next 3 episodes.
Okay, I'll watch him. I'll actually. You know what? I'll watch him after this tonight because I really want to. I really want to finish that show because it's so good. It's so much fun.
You're gonna laugh.
I'm sure I will. I've been laughing the whole time with everything that's been going on. I did love the prom episode, and you had the I guess the stinky girl like. Looks somewhat decent except for her teeth.
I looked her up online. She's all right, like pretty good looking. So
okay, so
she's good makeup.
That's good. That's good.
Let's see. I did not hear about the $1,000 Lego set. Did you, Nick?
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's not a rumor. That's been going around for the last year and a half. I'm keeping track of these things all the time because I'm a big Lego guy. But the one that they released, it is 2025 Lego Death Star officially revealed. It's basically just a cookie cutter cutout of the entire Death Star in Lego, and it's fucking huge.
Let me show you guys a picture of it real quick as we talk about it.
Yeah, it's massive, and there was rumors a year and a half ago about like a Star. It was $1,000 Lego set, and then it was like, oh, it's a Star Wars Lego set, and everyone's kind of figured out what it was. Yeah, that's it. And it's supposed to come out very soon, and everybody's like, oh, Legos are getting expensive. Something like they've been expensive. They've really been expensive.
I mean, look at what you get though. Now, this doesn't look very big for being $1,000 because if a Lego minifig is this big, it only looks to be about 15 Lego minifigs tall.
Yeah,
it comes with a space shuttle Tidarium and.
Correct. It is from the thing I have pulled up. It's almost 10,000 pieces. It's like 9,023. Apparently, it is packed with 38 minifigs. Jesus Christ. It is 27.5 inches tall, 31 inches wide.
Okay,
so it's
3 feet wide. Okay, that's not that small. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's over 2 feet tall and 3 feet wide. That is giant.
12 lanes. It looks pretty cool. Because it represents both Return of the Jedi and the original Star Wars. You get the Emperor's throne room. You get the chasm where Luke and Leia swing over it. You get Obi-Wan with the power generator. You even get Han Solo running away from the stormtroopers. They probably have a Lego Dianoga in there, which is pretty cool. There's a crowdfunder that's going on right now with Star Wars that's not doing well. It's a Imperial troop not Imperial. It's a clone trooper ship from Attack of the Clones. It's I don't like
the
gunship.
Yeah, the gunship.
The gunship. That hasn't really crossed, and it's not moving too hot. But I'm telling you, if they did a $1,000 playset of the Death Star for action figures, I think that would be something I
might be able to do this. No. Let's not do that. Let me see. Can I share my screen?
You can.
Is it? I always forget where this is. Share screen. Yeah. No. Here, I'll show you this picture of like the guy next to it, so you can give you a little more context.
All right, StreamYards.
Is it coming through, or is it being weird?
Before presenting a screen, remove other. No, see, it's funny. They're like, we added all these new features to make it better.
Yeah, there's
StreamYards any better.
That's kind of giving you a little bit of context of like, yeah, of how big it is approximately.
I rescind my rescinding of my previous comment. That doesn't look like $1,000 worth of Legos. I'm sorry. Like that. I got expensive shit too, but that just looks like a disappointing amount of Legos for the ship is this big. The space shuttle is it is. It needs to be. For this to be $1,000 in my book, it needs to fit that ultimate scale Millennium Falcon in the docking bay. This should be 4 to 5 times bigger. Like you see that giant table, the table it's on, it should be double that size of the table. Then it's worth $1,000. But at this present juncture, it's just like it looks like you're cashing in on the IP and you're just ripping people off.
And like I've said before, this year I've gotten the most emails from Lego ever. I'm getting like 2 or 3 a week of being like, hey, you have points here. Hey, we're having a sale. Hey, some of our stuff. So if you buy this, you'll get 2x, Lego points in your account, and then this and the other. And it's always like shit I don't want. But they've been emailing the crap out of me this whole year, which I haven't seen before in a long time. So I think like not a lot of people are able to afford Legos this year because things are rough. So they're just clamoring for everybody to try to buy something. But that's how big this fucking thing is.
Well,
let's see. Let's see if I can go to the minifigs. There we go. There's what we got.
Do me a favor. Hit Control and zoom in a bit, like Control plus a bunch on your keyboard, so we can get a better.
Oh,
there you go. Now,
oh yeah, here we go. Now we're getting some pictures. There we go.
So we got the Imperial, not dignitaries. Those are the Imperial officers from the first movie. There's the garbage masher on the detention level. Yep. It looks like we have ample stormtroopers. Ben Kenobi. It looks like at least 4 stormtroopers, which are cool. Chewbacca looks legit. Is there like a picture of all of them together? Moffs. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. Actually, the one there on the right of all 4 of them in that little cube looks CG. It looks like it's from a video game.
Yeah, the lighting looks artificial.
Yeah, it looks very strange. And then let's see what we got. We got this. We got the throne room.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got
it
that.
looks cool, but
let's see. Got more of that. Oh, okay.
I think it's got the room where Han Solo's like, better her than me.
Yeah, so like there, yeah, this looks like game footage or CG footage they've pulled from something. Let's see. There's that. Where are the minifigs? I think it's all. I think it was the
very top.
It was. Let's see. That's that. All the stats. Yeah. Whatever. Come on. There we.
Okay. So we have 3 Luke Skywalkers.
Oh God.
Let's further down, Nick.
Okay.
This is old people using the internet on NPR. Let's see. We have 3 Luke Skywalkers, 1 Princess Leia, 2 Han Solos, a Chewbacca, an Obi-Wan, the droids, Tarkin, Vader, the Emperor, Dignitary. The guy in the middle looks like Doc Brown, but it's not. Those are the Moffs. Is that Galen Erso? The guy in the green? That's weird. You get pre-episode stuff. You get 6 stormtroopers. I can't count. Droids. Scroll down just a bit more. Is that a stormtrooper in underwear?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that is the stormtrooper in underwear for sure.
Well, I don't want any of this for $1,000, but hey, if you're out there and you're going to collect it, folks, enjoy it.
Yeah, let's see. I think there is. Is there a list of actually? Yeah, there's a better representation of them, I guess.
Look, outside of a couple generic people like Death Star Gunner or Imperial Death, whatever they're called, Death Star Troopers, I pretty much named them all. So
yeah, and here's the thing: you'll get people who will buy it only for the minifigs. Let me turn this sharing off. You'll get people who only buy for the minifigs because some of the minifigs, if they're really rare, they'll just sell them off separately. Some of them will.
There's a Boba Fett that Enrique told me is worth like $1,000 or something. Yeah,
that's a thing. Yeah, because I think if it's the first Boba Fett and like whatever it is, a Slave 1 or whatever it is, it'll be worth a pretty penny.
Our friend Jim Sterling and a Mankini, thank you very much. He says, Star Trek First Donut. Picard and the crew return to the past in order to return a box of donuts that Geordi LaForge stole from Zephram, which used to demonstrate the power of human culture to the Vulcans. Sign me up.
I would watch that. I'm sure somebody can get their AI machine up and running and start making that right now. I would watch that.
I would too. Star Trek. What I would want is for somebody to use AI to make Star Trek episodes like that. Because the movie. I think a movie would be too much out of that prompt. But imagine just like an episode where they're on the deck discussing. I want this. Jim Sterling and Mankini, can you use AI? Can you make that for us? We'll review it.
Yeah, even if you can make it like a trailer, like a 2-minute trailer, that'd be fine. I'd be okay with that.
I do love how the audience agrees with us that it's too much money for that Lego set, by the way.
Oh God. It is, but I think I might try to get it if I can sell some other things. Maybe a kidney or two.
It'll go up in price, that's the thing. Or the value.
Oh no, it will. Yeah, it will immediately just because of like the price and everything. It's going to go up for sure. I mean, before that was the 3 foot Millennium Falcon that's still up for sale. So there's that. So I think that one was 8 though. I don't think it was 900. Maybe 800, 850.
It wasn't $1,000 because I looked into it a couple times.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not there. So. Well, yeah, and then you had the Star Destroyer as well. That was like 900, I think. So,
folks, thank you for your support. Keep on sending your messages, but we have a show for you as well. Nick, let's start talking about some of the stuff that we have to cover tonight. So, folks, a moment ago, during the introductory super chat, we had a message about the new Superman film. So it's official, Nick. It's happening on July 9th. Of 2027.
Oh, nice.
I have a picture of it pulled up. That's why it looks like I'm clicking around. But no, here we go. We have David Cornsweet as Superman. He's coming back. We have Nicholas Hoult coming back. He's Lex Luthor. That's all I need. The Justice Gang were cool, but I don't want them in every movie. But it looks like we're going to have Superman versus Lex Luthor Part 2. And I'm okay with that because when I saw this movie, 2 months ago now, one of the first things I said is, DC, you better get your shit together and you better get a movie out for July 2027. And here we are. We're going to get a movie out for July 2027. So thanks for listening, Uncle James. But no, I'm ready for more Superman. It was a fun, lighthearted Superman movie that captured the spirit and made me appreciate the character once again. That's what I want out of a superhero movie. Spider-Man did that for me. Actually, Spider-Man got me into the world of comics and making comics and all that stuff, which changed my life. But Avengers, when that was coming out, I was like diving headfirst into that classic stuff. I was on board. And the Superman movie, I'm reading Superman comics. I'm buying Superman stuff. Fantastic Four, I didn't read a single Fantastic Four issue leading up to the movie, and I haven't even thought about the Fantastic Four since it came out.
No, the only thing I want out of the Fantastic Four is the old cartoon. If I can find that and acquire that by any means, I will.
Buddy, it is on the Internet Archive.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, every episode. You're talking the Hanna-Barbera one, right?
Yeah. Old school, for sure. Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah, that's what I want. That's the one I will acquire and put on my server. So it's fine.
I just hope that we don't get any General Zod, Ursa, and Non kind of parallels in this one. Like James Gunn would kill this franchise is if every movie was just Superman fighting another Lex Luthor villain that he like brings to the planet or genetically alters or some shit like that. Like. I want to see Brainiac eventually. I want to see more giant monsters. I want to see Superman. Like, I like how in the first Christopher Reeve movie, the planet core or the Earth's crust was starting to break, and Superman had to fly through, which clearly wasn't tinfoil. He flew through there and saved the planet from collapsing. I mean, I'm down for some of that crazier Superman shit.
No. And here's the thing: is like we have the technology, we have the power, we can do it for sure. And they totally should. They really, really should because, I'm with you. That Superman that we saw, I love, and it's always funny because you hear these Snyderverse jackasses who are like, "Oh, it's confusing. I didn't understand it. It was too light and too bright. It hurt my eyes. It was too hopeful. It was too hopeful. I didn't like it. They're just like these fucking bitchy haters, and they can, yeah."
If I had $1 for every post that I saw that essentially read, I'm paraphrasing here, this movie wasn't a hit. It didn't make as much as Man of Steel, and it didn't sell as many tickets. Look at the number from 2013, and look at the number from 2025. I don't know why I sound like Carl Spackler, but if I had I could buy that fucking Lego Death Star.
You need those big magnifying glasses that make you look like the stereotypical nerd. Like you need those.
I have these. I can look.
It doesn't work.
I look like I'm Cyclops or blind.
Yeah, you do.
It was soap poisoning. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, dude. Like, I remember seeing so many of those videos when the week after the Superman came out, and it was just like the only numbers I was concerned about is Fantastic Four Superman, and sure enough, Superman. It wasn't a small amount; it was a good amount. I think Fantastic Four came out at 118, and Superman came out at 125. And I was like, that's a difference. That's a big difference.
And where are they sitting at the box office right now? Because Superman brought in, overall, it's brought in, I don't know. It's still playing, though.
That's impressive.
Yeah, my local theater's got a screening of it going on right now.
That is fun. That's great. Let's see. If I can find it, if I can spell things correctly. Okay. Worldwide for Superman is 612. Domestic
and that puts it at number 7 for the year.
Okay. Domestic is 352.
And I'm looking at these other movies this year. Fantastic Four came in at number 9 with 508 million. So it is 104 million behind Superman, and it came out a month later? No, a week later. That doesn't really matter.
A week or two later. Yeah, it was like a week or two later for sure.
I think this year has been kind of disappointing because I'm looking at the top 10 movies that came out. I didn't see Lilo and Stitch or Minecraft because I'm not a child or a woman that grew up with that shit. But like Jurassic Park. I hate Jurassic Park outside of the first movie, and the second one's good too. But like, it's a shit franchise, and the fact that does so much money globally just goes to show you people want generic ass shit. But then you got How to Train Your Dragon.
They love dinosaurs, man. That's all it is. They really love dinosaurs.
Yeah. I like dinosaurs just fine, especially when they morph into Megazords and shit. But no, looking at the top 10, the movie I liked the most was Superman, and I'm ambivalent towards a lot of, like, Mission Impossible was pretty good, but I don't ever feel the urge to watch it again. Fantastic Four was fine.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But again, see Mission Impossible. And then you got Captain America, which sucked a fat one, man. That movie was shit. Dude, Superman made $200 million more than Captain America. So,
jeez.
Anyway, and Superman made almost $300 million more than the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, well, I remember you and Dion saying you guys both liked the Thunderbolts and it was actually good, but I feel like, obviously with Disney they put a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and it's just like it just doesn't work anymore. Like it's not, it's not that. They don't want it. Every time a Disney logo comes up, it's it's no longer a marker of quality. It's a mark of like you being told that you're a bad person. So nobody wants it.
And I do like how here on this channel, everybody gives their take on movies. Because we don't want an army of mindless drones going, whatever they say is right. No, if you liked Superman, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. No problem. But I'm glad that we're getting another one in under 2 years. I thought this dude was legit. I hope they keep the costume the same and just go off to the races. More action, crazier shit.
Yeah, and like it's funny because like I remember the main complaint of like a lot of the Steiner people was like, it just starts, man. Where's the origin story? Like, how does he come to the planet? I'm like, we all know the origin story for Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. If you don't, get out from under the rock you're listening to this from, please.
Here's how I would retort. Do you know Superman's origin? Yeah. Then why do you need to see it again? Because Zack Snyder spent half of his movie telling it. Just go watch your favorite movie.
Yeah,
actually, that's the best part of that movie, except when they have the penis-shaped rocket ships that take the people up in the like sarcophagus thing into the Phantom Zone. Yeah, not the best designed film.
No. But it's fine.
So, folks, we will be back. We're not going to do another show until Superman comes out. So, think of Superman. No, that'd be horrible. It's like I'll be back in less than 2 years, guys.
Oh my God, they would hate that. They would hate that so much.
Or they'd be so excited.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'd miss it. I missed last week. I even said to you, I'm like, man, I missed doing the show as we're having a great dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see. Anybody else saying anything about Superman that we'll bring to the table? Somebody had the best parody, by the way. We love to shout out creativity from Leyden Swallow. Bake me, fill me, glaze me, eat me. You too. That's the new donut song for Donuts Forever. I'm going to take a picture of that. That's actually really good. I'm going to quote that. I want to give you credit. So there we go. Thank you, Leyden Swallow 09. Better than Leyden Swallow 08 and 10 combined. Do I think Supergirl will be better than Superman? That's the movie I'm worried about. If this would have been like Superman's out this year and then nothing and then Superman's out in 2 years, I'd be a little more excited because it would make it feel like Superman really leads this franchise. But I I don't like Supergirl or Batgirl or Robin. Like, I like the main event heroes. Like, I don't want to watch a Bucky movie. Like, but it's just Bucky by himself. You got to team up with people. I don't like they're not ancillary characters, but I just don't like the derivative ones. I don't like She-Hulk. I don't like Spider-Girl. I don't like Miles Morales, because it's just, how can we take the same recognizable parts and then resell it to you?
By the way,
that's lazy.
By the way, we're at Dragon Con, like on the side, running across the street, and people are still around us. And Jeff, with his whole chest, says, "I don't like Miles Morales," in the middle of fucking Atlanta.
Oh yeah, think anybody's gonna say something to me?
I was like, oh, Jeff's gonna get shot right now. It's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking happen.
If I gotta die on that hill, that is a hill I'm ready to.
You're gonna on. Because there were a couple people in front of us that kind of looked back at you, and I was like, oh god, please don't do anything stupid.
Oh, see, here's the thing. I'm not gonna do anything to those people.
No.
If they come to me, it's just gonna be like, it is dumb.
Yeah.
Because I'll pull the card. I'll be like, listen, lady. Hold on, Nick. You know the type of people that would be angry. Listen, large white woman with colored hair and a cucked out boyfriend who you think is whatever. I don't care if you disagree with me. It's America. Have the right to disagree. Hate me even. I don't care. But fuck off.
No, I doubt it'd be somebody like that. It would more than likely be a brother who would have beef with you for sure, especially in Dragon.
You know what the funny thing is? By the end of our conversation, I'd have him go, "You're right. Peter Parker is better." I guarantee it.
I'm sure you would.
Because my Spider-Man doesn't need. My Spider-Man's been around for 63 years.
Yeah, and he doesn't need Air Force Ones to do his job.
Yeah, I don't want my Spider-Man to have Air Force Ones or wear a hoodie. Like, I don't even like Ben Reilly's Spider-Man. That's how serious I am.
God.
But we're gonna deter. Look, folks, no more Spider-Man talk until we talk about the movie that's coming out eventually, which has the Punisher and everybody else in it. Yay! As long as it stays away from Miles Morales, I'm set.
well, it's Marvel. Who the fuck knows?
Fuck those people. Seriously,
that might be the end cutscene. Is like Miles Morales shows up, somewhere or something.
Oh, I'll get kicked out of my local. I'm gonna go see that at the AMC so I can say fuck this movie and throw something at the screen if I see Miles Morales. That way, my local Regal, I can go there and be cool.
There you go.
I'm not a violent man. I have strong opinions. That's my new T-shirt. I'm not a violent man. I just have strong opinions.
God, there's something I wanted to get in a shirt. Apparently, it's been a thing now. If buying isn't owning, then stealing isn't theft or whatever. And apparently, because of that, like people are getting on Amazon's case about it because a woman just bought a season of a show and then it disappeared and she didn't get compensated for it. So they're trying to get a law put in place that warns people about this, and then they want to make it to where that if that happens, then you get your money back as well. So.
Yeah, I bought something. I didn't rent it out. This isn't Blockbuster.
Yeah, but that's why we're big physical media people. We love that stuff. We buy it so we don't have to worry about it, or just make a giant server in your house that holds all of your shit.
Or do both. I love Plex servers and I love physical media. That's why I keep this copy of Army of Darkness by my desk at all time, folks, just so I know that I'm not crazy and to remind myself that I have world-class taste.
What the fuck was that?
It was my commercial. Sam Raimi, give me a call.
Oh, dude, I feel like he would. He definitely would.
Dude, I was watching Body Bags yesterday, and I was
God.
Cracking up because I forgot Sam Raimi is the dead guy on the picture.
Yeah, and no, it's no, it's not Sam Raimi. It's Carpenter. Carpenter's the host.
No, in the very first one at the gas station.
Oh yes,
when the girl goes in there, Robert Carradine's the killer.
Yes.
You look at Employee of the Month, and it's a picture of Sam. That's the only thing that sucks about that short was from John Carpenter. You know who's the bad guy and who's not because everyone else is a famous director. Like, Wes Craven ain't a bad guy. He's just, kind of drunk. But, yeah. We'll get into some horror soon. I do love me some Sam Raimi. I had a question for you, too. Folks in the chat, you can play along at home. Is Sam Raimi the biggest, most prolific director to go from independent horror to mainstream Hollywood? I would say yes.
No.
Who was bigger?
Well, no, not even indie horror, but independent as well as James Gunn. James Gunn started with Trauma, and then came to.
But Sam Raimi made The Evil Dead himself with his friends, and then did Spider-Man and the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
And basically is like he could do anything. He's got James Gunn status.
Okay, you mean okay? So you're saying from okay, I know what you're asking. Maybe George Romero, because he was the godfather of the modern zombie, and he slowly came up, and I think he did one or two like Hollywood movies, and then he's like fucking them out, and he kept doing his own stuff. Because the only Hollywood one he did was Land of the Dead, and then because he hated it so much, and he had to do so many things to like their liking, he's like, fuck this, I'm out, and he continued that franchise he was doing, his own like legacy.
They weren't that great, like Diary of the Dead.
Yeah, Diary of the Dead was kind of following the SOV shot on video kind of thing, and they're following that found footage stuff, which was like it was okay back then, but now it's like I don't know, you can't do it anymore. And then I think there was like Island of the Dead or something after that. I forget. There were a couple more.
Here's the new one, Dawn of the Dead.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna turn that into a fucking shirt. We'll have another Schlocktoberfest shirt. Last year it was great.
Oh
we have our one. I actually took it down because I told people it was a limited time exclusive.
That's fine. That's fine.
That version of Schlocktoberfest is no more. It ceases to be. But Dawn of the Dead could make a comeback.
That'd be fun.
Since we're on the topic, Xavier to God says Miles is overrated and ain't a top 5 Spider-Man. I agree 100%.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you hear you hear a lot of people, especially these conventions, being like, Miles Morales is top tier. It's like, no, he's not. I'm sorry. You're allowed to have an opinion because this is America, but you're also wrong.
Because my thing is, it's like, I get it that you're new to fandom, and I want everyone to have fun with fandom. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people can understand this. A lot of YouTube channels talk about this, and I'm sure everybody in the chat has encountered this. What do they call them? The visitors or the whatever for pop cult, like in the sphere of geek culture, they come in for the weekend. They're like day players or something. They come in and leave.
The normies.
The normies, but I wouldn't even call them the normies. They're like the people who claim that they're diehard and make this a part of their identity, but they lack the knowledge. See, that's my complaint with a lot of people.
The Wikipedia kids.
The Wikipedia kids. There we go. Or the fair weather fans. That's another good.
There you
tourists. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Tourists.
The tourists.
There we go.
Yeah.
The damn tourists. And I think that's what populates a lot of cons these days, because we're on the edge of like this being the popular culture. I think the pendulum is shifting backwards in many ways. Culturally, familially, that's not even a word. But my point is that we're going back to a time where I think people want a simpler time. So they look at the 90s and they're like going backwards, and they're trying to live a certain way, and they're starting to make entertainment appeal that way, and Twisted Metal is full of 90s pop culture references. Like that's all it is. Like if you were our age, it's basically made for us. Like the songs they reference, the shit they do,
dude. All the music, prom. Like every time there's a music pop, I'm just like, I know that song, and it's wonderful because like I kind of want the soundtrack now because it's all just like crazy shit from that era. Yeah, no, it's such a good show. Such a good show.
It is. Folks, watch it.
But here's the thing. I wish what would happen is because like, I grew up with cousins and brothers and things like that, and I was the odd Star Wars kid amongst the other people, the other cousins and brothers who were like interesting in like sports and stuff. So I was the odd one out. Now they're the ones who think they're like nerds because like they have a Star Wars shirt, and it's like, go fuck yourselves, you're not. Unless you have an old school painted, like a poorly painted lightsaber you got from Party City, like you're not the one. I'm sorry, not at all. And it's just frustrating to see because I think what's happened is that there's been too much inclusivity and too much like, hey, come to our side for fandom and things like that. We need to kind of gatekeep again, and there needs to be like a 5-question pop quiz about this thing if you like it so much. That
my quiz would be way too difficult. Like if we had,
which is fine. It needs it needs to be, but we need to go back to gatekeeping this and not have people just read wiki articles over a weekend or have it whatever. We need to stop this like thing of being like, well, if you like this thing, and I've said this before in the past, and I stand by it. If you like the thing, the fandom or whatever, you have to put money into it. You have to at least buy a shirt and buy a figure and something like that. There has to be some sort of monetary
Support
thing
it.
you've supported it, through, because I really hate these people. And I think it was said like 10 years ago or whenever this whole like bullshit thing started, where it's like, oh, you can be part of the fandom and not have to buy anything and not know anything about it as long as you say, hey, I like this, you're part of the fandom, which, amongst other things during that time, it just, it sounded good and sounded inclusive and sounded wholesome. It was bullshit. It's stupid.
I agree.
Yeah, you have to support the fandom in some way in order for you to be even inductory level into that fandom. I'm sorry. To know something about it, read the book, comics, whatever. The fact, like, the internet is at your fingertips. You can pull up anything you want nowadays and read stuff and watch YouTube videos hours long about all these things and learn it. It's fine. The fact that you don't, the fact that some people don't, and they just think they're part of it because they, know where, the planet that, Chewbacca's from or whatever, that one little fact think that they're Star Wars, nerd is like, calm the fuck down.
Dude,
calm the fuck down.
When it comes to comics, I'm a firm believer as a creator that a comic creator should be like a comic historian. And it sounds crazy, but the same with filmmakers. You should be a film historian. You should know your shit, because if you're gonna make stuff and you're gonna sell it, you should know the history of any medium you work in, music, art, that stuff. But like, even I'll go and listen to random ass YouTube videos. I listened to this guy called Strange Brain Parts, and he did one on this company called Comico. Yep. I have those books from back in the day. I bought lots of comics, and I got the Johnny Quest books, but I didn't know their history, so I was listening to it when I was working on one of the pages before the show tonight. That's why I guess when I talk about tourists and gatekeeping and all this stuff, I get kind of frustrated, because it's not like you're studying for school. This isn't the SAT or the LSAT or, the ACT. It's the same fucking test. Anyway, my point is, it's not a real test. It's not even a test to show that you're a good diehard fan. But what it is it's a test for these companies, because when you have so many tourists, they make everything appeal to the tourists because they're looking for more money. And what it does is it dilutes the thing that everybody likes. Therefore, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot, because you're watering down the product to make it appeal to more people when it's already something popular, and so you change it and you alienate the people that are there. Fucking Star Wars is that, to a T. And I feel like I'm beating my head against a wall or sounding so redundant on the internet, but like the message, or reference the message earlier about the fandom being dead according to Star Wars theory. It is fucking dead, because instead of making Star Wars cool, you wanted to make it in fucking Hobby Lobby. I like my copy on the dark side. This was a gift. But like, you can have kitschy pop culture shit.
Oh my god.
And you can have fun Luke Skywalker is a little kid book, and the Darth Vader yarn thing, and the Wookiee cookies book. Like, you can merchandise the shit out of this stuff. I'm all for it. But when you go to the source and you fucking alter it, and you change the lore, or you change the show, or you change the movies to appeal to some old ass lady who runs this shit, or some stupid people on the internet that were never gonna buy into it. Like, if you wouldn't have taken those routes to try to do what you've done, you'd have a sustained property. And anybody out there that says, well, you're wrong, it made $1 billion, it made this. It did 10 fucking years ago. It can't even make its own schedule anymore. 13 Star Wars movies have been canceled lately? Like, all this shit keeps going on. And it's not just Star Wars, it's just the biggest example of it. Star Trek is relegated to just a TV series on Paramount Plus. 90% of your favorite franchises have been railroaded into the ground. That's why I still support Back to the Future. Talking about, I don't think Robert Zemeckis or Steven Spielberg need any of my money. Maybe Bob Gale does, because he's not as big as them. But my point is, I go and buy this shit. I'm making events, or making a schedule change on Halloween to go see Back to the Future. I'm going to go buy the tickets for the fucking play. That's how I like to show my support. If a fandom or a product or whatever you want to call it, a franchise is consistently good, you don't even have to put anything out new. Just keep putting out the same old shit, slightly better. I'll be there forever, because I like the thing. But when you alter the thing when you alter the thing for any reason, and you turn it into something that it's not, then I'm out and I become its biggest antagonist. I don't display Star Wars shit in my office. I don't go on about this stuff. I just, it's everything. It's D&D. It's all of these things. That's why geek culture is on its way out, and people are going to older stuff. And basically, we had the monoculture. It's died, but the last thing of monoculture was like pop culture, geek culture shit, and I don't know, it just ruined it. So
yeah, it's been a whole thing. Like I've said, the whole extremely low level of entry just inviting everybody in and trying to make everybody feel inclusive, I think was the problem. It's just like you said, you're altering this thing, and I think the altering of these pop culture IPs and stuff happened because they wanted to make everybody feel inclusive, and that's not how that goes. It has to. You've made this lore about, let's say, Star Wars. You made the lore about Star Wars. You can't retroactively go back and change it because somebody didn't like it, or makes somebody feel bad, or like this fucking triggers their anxiety, or whatever bullshit you want to say. That's not how this works. It is this way. It was made in the 70s. Tough shit. Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. We can't have more people of color in fucking Star Wars. Because, that's what we want represented now. It's like it was made in the 70s. Funny though, Nick? It was made in the fucking 70s.
And if those people understood history instead of their fucking cell phone, they'd go, well, Star Wars was made in French Tunisia and England. Well, they cast actors from England. The racial demographic of England in 1976 wasn't as diverse as it is today, because if it was, you'd have Indian people in fucking Star Wars with British accents. You'd have black people with British accents, but you fucking don't, because people just don't. Everyone wants to live in their bubble, and they think that not everybody. I don't want to generalize and make people sound baseline retarded, but a lot of people that we interact with at like Dragon Con, for example, those are the people that want the companies to bend their will to fit into their bubble. It'd be great if it was more inclusive and had this, that, and the other. It's like, lady, I don't think Inspector Gadget is a place for a trans allegory. He's a fucking robot man. Like, let's just leave it alone.
It's just like, where's like, how did that come to be? Like, what's going on here? Yeah, it's just it's wild. It's very wild, and it just. But that's like I said, I think because there was the low level of entry, and like these companies wanted to make money off of these IPs because they were just stagnant, and I guess nerds weren't buying enough stuff. They wanted to really try to make it wider, widely available, and make the audience feel more inclusive, and it was them on screen, so they did all these things and made it like shittier. And therefore, it's their downfall. It's their downfall because, like you said, there have been 13 Star Wars movies that have been canceled. Any show that comes out now is completely shits the bed, and it's diminishing returns because every time there's an audience score for a new show, it's lower than the last one, and it's been like that for I think the past 5 or 6 or 7 shows. Like they only last about a season or 2 at the most, and then they're gone. I think
everything's so damn expensive too from the streaming.
And I think Andor is in its second season, or it's going to have a second season, which I think will be its last.
It did. Well, that show's different. It had its second season because it was only going to have 2 seasons the entire time. And guess what? I didn't watch the second season. Mr. Star Wars gave up. Because you fucking, and it ain't because the guy is Hispanic and there are black people in Star Wars. It's shit. Like the reason we always, and I can't speak for everybody, but I'll speak for a lot of people because everybody assumes that the people that bitch about this stuff are certain hardcore conservative dudes that are out there doing this. Not everybody.
Jeff, just make a shirt that says "I want my Star Wars to be white again." Okay, that just make that shirt.
I would wear that shirt on TV.
I would wear it with you in solidarity.
Hey, next year at Dragon Con, we'll do Suit Saturday like we had discussed for Men in Black. But I'm going to get a shirt that say, I want my Star Wars white again. With the Star Wars logo. With the and let's see how many people say something to us. It's a social experiment. Because
I will happily wear it. Make the words as big as you can. I will wear that shirt.
Oh, yeah. Because I want to see what people do and say. They're like, that's offensive. It's like, I'm not white. So thank you for proving my point.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that would be fun to sell to do.
No, but I'm with you, man. Gatekeeping is good and necessary because if the people... You really don't want, like, the Raylos to get movies made. Because they get all wet on this dumb shit, and then it's over. Like, does anybody even care about those characters? No. Disney
it's funny, and it's weird because you have these companies who will look at the vocal minority of these people who are constantly tweeting or posting or TikToking about these things, and then it comes out, and then they don't care about it anymore because they have to actually spend money to support it. That's one thing they don't want to do because they all work at coffee shops. But it's just how it is. I mean, we saw this with the He-Man cartoon. We saw it with another cartoon that Netflix is like, oh yeah, second season is over, and then they were like, what? It's done? What do you mean? It's like, yeah, you guys are gonna do this thing called supporting it. If you don't, it'll go away. Hence the Evil Dead show.
Yes. Damn pirates. Look, let's read we have some messages, but I don't want to end this topic just yet because we have a great point from our friend John. Xavier to God says, not normies, casual fans. Yeah. See, when I think of a casual fan, Xavier to God, I'll say I think of it like this. It's like the guy who's older than me that grew up with Star Wars on videotape that liked it, but then when the prequels came out, he was off in college and really not caring, but it's like a cool thing. So he like comes back, he'll wear his shirt, he'll buy the movies, like he'll introduce his kids to it, he'll be there, but he's also not on the internet going, oh man, I hate blah, 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 and these people that dislike this. Like, those people are fine. Like, anybody that like pops in to watch Superman, oh, I loved Superman as a kid. They go in, they see the movie, and that's as far as they take it. I think that stuff is very necessary. It's the people that don't go see the movie that then want to go on social media and bitch about it, and then make YouTube content about how it's this, it's that. It's like, you guys aren't part of this ecosystem. Like, just, you know, in real life, everybody's respected. I do want to hear what you have to say, but like on these topics, if you're not going to be conducive to keeping the thing that we love alive, I don't really see like. James Bond does not need to be touched by any people from the modern age. Like, we're going to talk about 007 in a little bit.
100%.
But, like, we have had to wait out James Bond being a bigger part of popular culture because of these weird people on the internet, these assholes who don't get it. Oh, everyone that wants to bring up the James Bond is sexist. That's you know what? That's as archaic as you think of James Bond being himself. You know, for everybody that wants to go on, oh, James Bond's a relic of the past. He's this, he's that. James Bond adapted decades ago. Connery was slapping women around and twisting their arms. Roger Moore started and stopped.
Yep.
They dealt with the AIDS crisis in 1987 by having James Bond sleep with just 2 women. They didn't want to make him promiscuous in the time of AIDS. They addressed all those social things. And when Pierce Brosnan came onto the scene, my favorite Bond, the most badass Bond with the highest kill count, M was a woman. And she gave him the whole spiel about being a misogynist and this and that.
Yeah.
Her first fucking line. And you know what she said, though? Don't go out. She basically said, come back alive. I might be a ball buster, blah, blah, blah. But she eventually switched, and then by the next movie, she was all on James Bond's side, and then in the third one, he had to rescue her. The first time James Bond ever saved M, ever, was when Judi Dench got kidnapped, and James Bond had to save the day. So, like, James Bond evolves, but he also always goes back to that formula of being who he wants, you know, who's true to the character. We had to wait a decade, maybe even more, for these, like, radicalized people on social media that want to, like, make James Bond a feminist statement. It's not. It's a fictional spy created in the 50s. Sensibilities of the 50s, folks. Think about it.
Yeah.
Our friend John Orchard, thank you. He says, here are my thoughts. If everybody ate the same thing, then there would be no need for restaurants. The whole purpose of entertainment is to not be inclusive. It's to entertain the audience that it was made for. Think Hallmark. Excellent point.
God, oh my God. When I'm home, when I'm in Tennessee around my family, especially my mom, for those like 2.5 weeks, she incessantly wants to watch those movies, and I've grown to appreciate them for their epic and unaltered simplicity, because it is a 3-act structure. It is the same story every fucking time, and I'm not mad at it.
No, that kind of stuff is great. My mom watches those, and it's comfort food. It's comfort
yeah, it is.
watching.
It is. Yeah.
And I can't overstate its importance to entertainment, because everyone is not diehard like we are in terms of, like, we literally went to a video store this weekend and we were talking about like Lucio Fulci and Arrow video releases and like the most obscure Quentin Tarantino levels of shit. Now, not everybody needs to be us, and they shouldn't only appeal to us. There needs to be entertainment where people can sit down and watch it. You and I go into the minutia because we love this shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, just so everybody knows, I did take Jeff to Videodrome, the local video store in town here, and he got to peruse how many videos there are, literally from floor to ceiling.
Next time I come down, I'm going to film the store and show the audience.
Please do.
It was
Please do.
It was a busy store. We went on Saturday or Sunday, and it was Sunday, like actually busy.
Yeah, Sunday in the afternoon. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to, because the thing is, it was like the greatest. It was like going to be in Clerks. Remember how Dante and Randall sat around and talked? Those dudes were just like that, talking about this release and that transfer and this and all this like obscure shit. I was like, these are my people. But not everybody needs that. And John, I do like variety, or as we would say, diversity of entertainment. I don't necessarily need if I'm watching a British show and the cast is all white, no problem. If I'm watching an Indian show and they're all Indian, no problem. But if I'm watching a black show and they're all black, no problem. I think it shouldn't be diversity quota. It should be like what the story calls for, and if it's entertaining or interesting, I'll watch it. Like sci-fi, you put all kinds of people in there because you always have. But like if you're making a World War II biopic, depending on what part of the world they're fighting in, you better make it look like that. Like if Sisu starts fighting black Nazis or something, I'm out. Like that is just stupid to me. And a lot of people out there feel the same way.
Well, I think wasn't there? I don't know if Kendall made it a joke or whatever, but I don't know if there was an actual thing that happened. But I remember hearing about it. It was during the what was it? The Chernobyl show, the short series, where like some people were like, "Oh, are there any black people in this show?" It's like because it's Chernobyl in the 80s.
1986 Russia, like wasn't it like 1986 1% black or something?
Not even that, and even then, like there were not any in the area that that accident happened in. So it's like it wouldn't make sense for anybody like that to be in that show, and everybody got like offended because there weren't any. It's like you do not understand the historical relevancy of what happened. God. But I did. John, I will say this: the Chernobyl show was awesome, and they treated every episode like it was Band of Brothers, where they did like they talked to people who were involved in it, or some people that were like part of the production and stuff, and it was just like such an amazing show, and it really kind of put you on the ground level of what happened and how all that stuff went down. It was really good.
I need to watch it still. I actually listened to a podcast about the show before I ever watched the show. But no, John, I like that because I think what happens is you get Marvel movies where, and I am Mr. Marvel about a lot of shit, but those movies are very like, they need to be representative of comedy and action and a little bit of suspense and this and that, and they just become bland. And that's what has happened to a lot of mainstream stuff. It needs salt.
Yep.
It needs seasoning. But I'm glad that you guys have found the saltiest podcast on the internet when Kendo's here, because we're just kind of chill about life.
That's true. That's very true.
But yeah, guys, let me know about your opinions on gatekeeping. I've been taking timestamps of tonight's show. I'm going to put this out as a clip. I want people to chime in and get involved in the discussion. Because I think it's as the pendulum swings back, I think it's time for people to take a stronger stance on what's important to them. In the real world, always, every day. But in terms of entertainment where we live on the internet, I think it's time for you guys to take, not just you guys out there, but in people in general, to take a stronger stance. Either check out stuff they're not interested in and really support the stuff that they do care about, because it's like people love D&D. That shit's been around for almost 50 or a little over 50 years at this point. Like you guys have all the power. Like when they say the customer's always right, it's not that you need to get your ass kissed at a restaurant. It's literally you with the buying power, us with the buying power. Like there's a reason Back to the Future got 5 home video announcements last week because it's that popular.
Yeah, that's true. And like no, I've always said, especially with entertainment, vote with your wallet. If you don't like it, don't buy it, man. That'll be the biggest thing that these companies will see is like they will respond to a drop in profit more than they will 500 tweets from us.
Oh yeah.
That's just how they respond. I mean, of course they're going to call us all the names in the book, but they'll have less money to do so it's fine.
It's like the weird part is it's like the producers really don't think that or care that. It's this weird offset of people that are in the press that want free access to them. They want to make their, and I think what they are is they're almost like a bad advertising angle where they're trying to sell their show to a wider audience. Like when you say, like, if, for example, if you sold Twisted Metal season 2 on its lesbian overtones, I might have skipped it. I like lesbians just fine. Like one of my closest friends is gay, and that's great.
You know what? I like lesbians too, Jeff. It's weird. It's very strange.
Yeah, especially like when they get stuck in a washing machine or something. Anyway, how do you get stuck in a washing machine? I'm almost 40. I've never been stuck in a washing machine. I don't know how to operate one, but it's a topic for another time. No, but shout out to you, John Orchard. Thank you very much. Our friend Overkill161 has been very patient. Thank you, Overkill. Donuts are forever. Dusk to donuts and clear and present donut. Glad to have you guys back. Well, we're glad to be here.
Those are good titles. I like that.
I like From Dusk Till Donuts. Like that should be. You know what? I'm gonna take that one, Overkill. You know why? I'm working on a comic that is gonna need a. Fuck, man, I wish I could redo Wokebusters because they have donuts, and it's a joke because if you look at the logo, it's pink and green, and the first words, basically it says doo-doo donuts if you look at the logo long enough. And I was making fun of voodoo donuts, and I thought, well, Wokebusters, poo, analogy. But From Dusk Till Donuts is like the greatest shop title. Nick, if we ever open up a donut store in our location that we've talked about, From Dusk Till Donuts is the name of our shop. Deal?
Well, I mean, we can always do a test and have a donut truck. Do like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. donuts or whatever. It's some outside some of these clubs here, or in Cincinnati.
No, we should do it by you, because imagine that hot, warm, cinnamony smell permeating the air when you're kind of drunk. You're like, man, what smells like home? Come on, From Dusk Till Donuts. We'll even get chicks that look like Salma Hayek to give out samples in that outfit. I dream
that'd
big,
be fun.
I'm world class.
That'd be fun.
Our friend John, thank you very much again for your other message. John says, if race is the first thing you look at, then you aren't here for the story. I agree.
100%.
And when a website like a Kotaku or a Mary Sue or a Screen Rant, luckily a lot of that stuff has shifted back, but it was so bad at one point we're still kind of shell-shocked from it. But I agree. Story, I look at the visuals first. Obviously, we all do. But, like, if I see, like, I don't know, the next Batman that comes out and the suit looks bitchin', I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention to your movie. Then I do want to know what it's about almost instantly. But I gotta, like, see something, because I'm a visual guy, like Superman. Like, 30% of my interest in that movie was, hey, they put the trunks back on his costume. Fuck yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
I care about that stuff.
And how many? We saw quite a few corn
New
sweat
Superman.
Supermans. Yeah, new Supermans in Dragon Con. I was happy. I was shocked. It's good.
You know what we didn't see a ton of, though? We didn't see a ton of MCU characters like we used to. We saw them.
Oh, that's true. We didn't. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
You know, folks, if you want to use this con and this anecdotal evidence as a sampling of the greater pop culture milieu, you should, though, because Dragon Con is one of the biggest events in the country.
Yeah.
Anime has reached a breaking point where, like, I'd say 1 out of 10 people you see at a con, 6 of them are anime characters now.
Yep.
And they also are like obscure anime characters. Like, somebody was like a dude in a pair of dress pants, a white shirt, a dark tie, the sleeves were rolled up, and he had like a gun holster on, like the shoulder holster.
Yeah.
But I saw that character a bunch. And it wasn't Leon Kennedy, because I saw Leon Kennedy at the show too.
Yeah.
I know my
Yeah. Well, and here's a funny thing. I've talked to those people in line before, and those anime kids or those anime people, they get really down when you don't know who they are. Like, it's one of those things where, like, they want to be obscure and unique, but they also suffer the other side of that, where it's just like nobody knows who the hell you are. You're just like some person in an 80s outfit. That's what it seems like.
I think, for me at least, there's always going to be a wall between me and anime because there's just so much. Kind of like we talk about how Netflix, you have that paradox of choice, where you don't know what to watch. I love anime characters. Like, look, randomly next to my Evil Dead Army of Darkness is Lupin the Third, and the box fell off. The car fell off. But the thing is, I like all my shit, but it's like I like certain versions of it. Like, if somebody were to say to me, Jeff, you got to watch 10 hours of anime, I don't want to watch 10 hours of anime, because to me 10 hours of anime is like a Lupin the Third episode, a little bit of Dragon Ball Z, and then like maybe Private Eye Goku or whatever. Like, just there's some random shit I'll watch. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but it has gotten away from me and some of the people in my generation, because we were anime kids growing up. We weren't even the first generation of anime kids. Technically, the 60s were with Speed Racer and what's that fucking Astro Boy? Like, those were on back in the day. Yeah. Then in the 70s, you had like Voyage Across the Stars, or whatever they changed the name to. Battle of the Planets was another one. All these anime shows were around, but we are of that era where it was marketed as anime to us. It was, or Japanimation as they called it in some.
Yeah.
circles.
Because like I think Cartoon Network had it on. It was like their Japanimation hour or half hour or something.
And then it became Toonami.
Then it came to Toonami, yeah. But no, I've been getting into a little bit of it, but it's extremely selective. Like there's one I watched last year, a couple years ago, called Mars Express, and it was a French anime movie that I really loved.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray. Like I fucking love it. It's so good. And I've kind of got into like the techno stuff, like Ghost in the Shell and things like that. That's where I kind of am right now. So I do like that.
Have you watched Alita Battle Angel yet?
Yeah, I've seen Alita Battle Angel before. Yeah, I mean the movie. Yeah, I've watched it for sure. But that's where I kind of am now, where I'll watch things like that. Where if it's more of a Cyberpunk 2077 kind of vibe, I will more than likely watch that. I will not watch
Goku Midnight Eye. It's literally about a private eye in a cyberpunk city. It's violent. There's tits in it. It's great.
Oh, see, that shit I'll watch. That's shit I will gladly sit down and watch because I'm not the person for fantasy. I will not do Lord of the Rings. I will not do the magic, wizardy fucking, bullshit. I can't do it. And if it's any of that stuff, especially with anime, which is, sometimes a lot of it, I just don't care. I do not give a shit. It's not for me.
It's funny. Our show is very dynamic. Like Kendo, Nick, and I are not the diehard fantasy guys. Nick and I are It's weird though. It's like we need a Venn diagram of our crossover interests because like we all like science fiction, but only Dion likes fantasy. But those two like sports and we don't. It's interesting dynamic, folks, here on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
But thank you, John Orchard, for all your messages tonight. And our friend Jhando4 is here tonight with an awesome message. Thank you, Jhando4. That was the problem. Portland JUCO people and Seattle JUCO people with degrees didn't care about any of these formerly sparkling properties, except to use them as a platform for their social political Kool-Aids of the hour. Yes. And it felt like that too, and we were called names if we didn't agree.
Well, no, we were called names because we would ask a question. It's like, what do these letters mean? And like as soon as we ask a question about the thing, because we didn't just accept it blindly, because we're not those people. We were called all the names in the book, and it's like, no, we want to know what this is. We legitimately don't know what these letters mean or what this term means. What is it? And because we didn't know and we just didn't accept it, we were just like, oh, you're part of the problem. It's like, what problem? Where? I just got here.
Yeah, you can't make up a bunch of shit. Expect me to know your made up crap and then call me the asshole. It's like, put out a book, give me a pamphlet, something. Like if I have time, I'll read it.
Put out fucking tweets or something so I know all these definitions mean.
We know who to avoid on the WCBS Twitter. Folks, follow us. We're trying to hit 20K by the end of the year.
Exactly. Well, I remember one term that came out a few years ago was dead naming. I remember asking people like, what the hell is that? And I got like lit up. I was like, what? I don't know what this is. You have to tell me what it is. And like I was berated because I just didn't know what dead naming was. I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I have never interacted with the people in person the way people interact on the internet. Like I've never met people that are like so offended or call like people out or do that shit. Like, yeah, we ran into that lady at the Comic-Con.
No. If you're in the film industry and you go to a film meetup here in Atlanta, you'll run into those people all the time because I ran into them last year.
Yeah, because that's how meet up with you.
Yeah, that's if you go to a film mixer here in Atlanta, that's how it is. It's because that's how I've seen it. Because they know that I'm not a white. They're fine with me being there, and they'll give me all the accolades and things like that. So it's fine. But it's just weird to see them like berate somebody else because they don't know or they're asking questions, and it's really like terrible to see. And they'll exclude certain people because of the way they look, and I'm just like, you're the one being racist now.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Like that's why I don't go to a lot of those mixers because it just divulges into that with alcohol, and it's just terrible.
That's why in 2013, before crowdfunding comics and stuff was a thing, like, folks, I wasn't joking. Like, my life goal was I was in college. I was like, I'm going to go to school, get this degree. I'm going to make comics. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way. And I drew and I drew and I drew. And then All Different Marvel came out in 2013. And then I started to hear people that worked on these books talk about all this shit. And they were like calling people out and doing this stuff. And I said to myself, I don't like that. I don't like them. Why do I want to work in that field? So it essentially killed my dream. And then this kind of happened, and now we have our own platform, and we're making our own way to the top, and I love it. I'm happy, but like I don't interact with a ton of other artists. Well, let me rephrase that. Guys that draw, that are artists in name and produce beautiful work, are like workmen. They're a little different. Like some of these comic artists, it's like talking to a plumber. It's not talking about high art with your pinky out. It's literally just like talking about like the ropes, the shit that like it's a different type of conversation. But you get to these artsy fartsy writers that want to go deeper and make statements that don't really fit. Like I guess J-Hand, what I'm trying to get at is if you make your own shit, it's your own shit. You have more, you have the artistic creativity to do whatever you want, and I support that. But like if you're working on Star Wars, there are expectations. If you're working on the Ninja Turtles, there are expectations. If you're working on, I don't know, the Big Comfy Couch reboot, I have expectations, even though I'm not going to watch it. Like, you are beholden to an audience when you work in an IP. You don't really have the right to go and change it for your reasons because you're not accomplished enough. Like, even though I don't love his work, if James Cameron wanted to come in and make a Star Wars movie and change a couple things, I'm not saying like change the lore, but like, let's say he wanted to fucking undo the Disney Star Wars movies. James Cameron has the right to. Hell, I have the right to because those movies fucking suck. But like, I think what I'm trying to get is the people that have proven themselves artistically and creatively can make an imprint. But Joe Blow and his girlfriend Jane Doe, I don't need their feminist rhetoric in my Star Wars or my James Bond or any of this shit. You just go make your own stuff and go hang out in your special corner, and your friends will show up and they won't support it financially, but you'll all be in this big sycophantic circle jerk and you'll have a real good time, and you'll keep all of us guys out of your safety bubble, and we'll just go buy other shit like stealing Solo 2 in a couple weeks.
Jeff, that circle jerk is called a polycule. All right, get it right.
A polycule?
Basically.
Okay.
And I
is that like a meet cute?
No, a polycule is a bunch. It's basically just an apartment with like 5 bedrooms and a lot of stinky people who are just poly, and they're just banging each other in that whole like that whole apartment building.
Look, banging's great. I ain't knocking anybody's hustle, but like, it's the grossest people that make it their identity that I'm like.
There's always a video of this one guy on the internet. I fucking love it. He makes it every now and again. He's like, "Why do all poly people look like?" And then he'll put the video of the person up there, and I get really offended. But like, they have a look to them. It's very distinct.
I know a couple people like that, and do they listen to this show? If you're one of my friends that listens to this show and I hurt your feelings, call me on the phone and bitch about it. But like, they fit into a certain type of category, and like, I'm friends with everybody. I don't judge, and like, I take a strong stance on entertainment, but I'm pretty forgiving about a lot of shit. Unless you're like, I don't know, if you're the kind of person that goes out and rips off the tag on a mattress, you're trash and you're dead to me. Other than that, I'll accept you. No, but did you see how there's like a sex for rent thing going on in Canada now?
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I mean, Canada's,
What is Canada? Is it real? I still don't have confirmation.
Well, it's funny because everybody for a long time thought that Canada was like the promised land. You go up there and everything's gonna be better, but things are more expensive there than they are here. So they're 4 times more expensive there than they are here. So it's like eggs are like $24 for like a dozen. So
$2 an egg. I can't wait to.
It's not good. It's not good. So I would not recommend moving up there or going up there.
I'm staying away from Canada and the UK right now. 2 places.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. Visiting Canada is not going to be that bad. I would not visit the UK because the minute you make like a off-color tweet, they're probably going to hunt you down like the Terminator, like the T-1000.
I'm probably on a list. Like.
We're all on a list.
Like,
we're all on a
people
list.
That, yes, TSA is cool with us, but MI6, they have a watch list for us because we have strong opinions on James Bond. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do. But J-Hand, I don't ever want to see established stuff used as a platform, but I think a lot of people feel the same way, and I'm not looking for a positive feedback loop for my opinions, but I do think that it benefits more people than just me. So that's why, I feel strongly about it too.
No, of course, and I think before Dragon Con I saw Nobody too, and I really liked it. It's definitely like a smaller budget for sure, but it's a great movie. Like it's a good, mindless action movie with Bob Odenkirk, and he delivers again. It's great.
I can't believe he's an action star now. Like
I know, it's weird. It's
turn
weird.
anyone into an
It's so
action
strange.
star.
It's so strange. But we did get to talk to Christopher Lloyd about it.
Oh yeah, we did. He was great. I think he was surprised what I said to him though, because I'm sure he gets the same like 2 or 3 movies, and I said that your character in Dennis the Menace scared the shit out of me, and he just started to laugh. I'm like, yeah, like I bet you didn't hear that one all the time.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about Taxi for a minute.
Hey, Jennifer called me handsome. I thought that was cool. I was like,
that was awesome.
It was out of the blue too, folks. It wasn't like,
it wasn't prompted.
Trying to get me
it was
to
not
buy
prompted
something.
at all.
No, it was. I used to live by her boutique, and so I brought it up to her, and then she like started talking to me like I wasn't a Back to the Future fan, but just like somebody she knew, and I was like, cool, and so she called me handsome, and I thought that was nice. But here's my favorite part, folks. I wish Dion was here for this, but he's watching the fucking Eagles. In 2018. We worked our first WCBS con together at Horror Hound in Indianapolis, and there's a legendary tale of Dion, the turkey suit, and Billy Zane. And so we met Billy Zane, we got an autograph, and we were walking away, and Nick's like, are you going to tell him the thing? And I was like, I guess I'll say it since you prompted it. So I basically told him thanks, how the turkey suit was such a funny moment that really helped our channel earlier in its life. And he was like, I went from like, Billy Zane was in this category to this category, but I still like him. But he went, I'm glad I could help you out with your stuff on the internet. And then he turns around and goes, for free? Like to himself. He was so fucking bitchy that, like, I didn't tell him the whole story. It's, hey, buddy, we were live streaming. You came up and interacted with us. We didn't come up to your table and say, hey, Billy Zane, blah, blah, blah. But he thinks that's what went down. And so I told Nick, one day we're going to have a voice role where we need an actor, and we're gonna hire Billy Zane, and we're gonna tell him this story like every fucking day, and then we're gonna pay him for his work, and then we're gonna be like, I hope you enjoyed your work, but it wasn't for free. Just walk away and never talk to him again.
Well, he was fun to talk to. He was giving his assistant shit the whole time. It was fun.
Yeah, he was bored. He was not.
He was because I think that was the last day of Celebrity Row, or whatever it calls, Walk of Fame or whatever it is. So his assistant was like, yeah, you're going to make the flight at 5?
Dude, but James Tolkien was the shit. He fist bumped us twice and shook our hands.
He did.
Such a professional dude. Respect
super
to
nice.
Strickland.
Super
and
nice
He still didn't
guy.
have hair.
He still didn't have it. I think his grandson was helping him around, and he's up there in age. He really is up there in age. So, man, jeez.
I love to see that he's still out at the cons and that people are going up to support him. Like,
yeah,
he's a good actor, man.
Yeah, super nice guy. We got all the Back to the Future people for Kendo. It's all. Yeah, I need to mail that thing back to.
Who else did we see at the con?
No! We saw your favorite actor ever, Jeff. You forgot, didn't you?
No, I was going to bring it up, folks. I was in the same room with John Boyega, and we were busy. Okay, I was riding high from Jennifer from Back to the Future calling me handsome, so I'm just like walking at Nick, like, yeah, this is a great day. And he goes, "There's John Boyega." And I was like, well, I didn't say fuck that dude, but I was like, oh man, I wish we could scream yeah Boyega at him, but he was busy with people. So if we ever work a con and John Boyega's there, I'm gonna introduce him to the legend of yeah Boyega and see if he's ever heard that before.
Yeah, he was right. He was like 30 feet from us.
That's a situation where I'd want Dion to be there with us, like all 4 of us to be like there. I'm like, yeah, man, you know those people on the internet that hate Star Wars and you call them a bunch of racists? We're those people. So we just want you to know that not everybody dislikes your movies because of race. They just fucking sucked. So it'd be nice to hear our side represented every once in a while. But that's okay. You made your money.
You know what would happen is he would be so triggered that he'd have Dragon Con remove us professionally out of the entire convention. That's what would happen.
And you know what? I wouldn't give a good goddamn because I have an amazing story for this show right here. And our audience is what we do it for. They'd be like, yeah, fuck them. You spoke the truth. I'm like, yeah, it was funny. We filmed the whole thing. Here you go.
That'd be crazy. Oh my gosh.
I swear to God, if what's her face? Oh God, I can't think of the actress's name who played Holdo. Laura Dern. If she's ever at a con, I would be like, yo, Vice Admiral Holdo sucks. And just walk away.
Listen, if I ever see Rob Zombie,
I'm gonna have to hold you back.
Game over. I will gladly wear a laugh mic, and you can hear me talk to him. I'll just be like, dude, your music is mediocre. It's fine, but like your movies are terrible. Like, why did you get into movies? Because you're not good at all. You put your terrible, talentless wife in all of these things. Why? For a paycheck? Like, it's not good.
Yeah,
you need to just stop. Like, go back to your Walmart medal and just stay there.
Look, my dream pay-per-view card would be Nick versus Rob Zombie, Dion versus Zack Snyder, and The Rock versus Stone Cold one last match. Like, that would be my dream pay-per-view card. If I could book that, I fucking would.
Who? No. If it's Stone Cold versus The Rock, you have to be the ref.
Oh my God, yes! Like, who's this guy? He looks like, is he related to The Rock? Is that his cousin Chucky? No, don't worry about that. I'm here to call it right down the middle. And then when Stone Cold hits his third stunner, I'm gonna go 1-2 and give him the finger. Anyway.
But it also has to be, what is it? Kendo versus Elliot Page.
That's not fair. It's got to be Kendo versus like.
What do you mean? It's two dudes duking it out.
Kendo's not as ripped as Elliot Page. I'm trying to be fair to Kendo.
But he could take him.
Sure, he could. I'm sure it would still be considered a hate crime.
If
Dion does it, it's okay.
In the eyes of Hollywood, it's a fair fight.
Yeah, that's when we just get up on our Apple Box. We're like, hey, two guys fighting, two men.
Exactly.
It's the most American thing. Next to Abraham Lincoln wrestling a bear, two men fighting. It takes you back to 1776. Yay.
Sure.
I'm as patriotic as Independence Day, the film. Enrique Vasquez, thank you very much. He says, we need to gatekeep to look at what happens to all of our favorite franchises. I should have said something when people that mocked it were now interested in it. I got it as a kid. Comics are lame. Comics gay.
Same, dude. I got the same shit. I got the same shit. Trust me, I did.
People shit on Star Wars. Like, I got into Star Wars in 96. Late 95, early 96, when the Power of the Force 2 was coming out, like the toy line.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. I was like, Star Wars, whoa. Nobody at school had seen it. And then people would mistake Star Wars for Star Trek. And they'd be like, this is a gay show with Captain the Bald Guy. I'm like, no, it's not the same thing. And I lived in my own Star Wars bubble. I had my books. I had my movies. I had my video games. I was happy.
I bought a lot of the Star Wars toys and a lot of the once again, I was in Star Trek. I was into Star Trek before I was into Star Wars. So I watched a lot of early Next Generation and a lot of the old school 60s show as a kid.
Best one.
Yeah, a lot of that. I remember the Gorn episode quite a bit. That was a good one.
Yeah. I like the one where Spock fights Kirk.
That's a good one. But no, that's what I was. I mean, I think it was me and like two other people in school who actually liked that shit and talked about it all the time. And that's just how it is, man. But no, I'm with you. I think once these IPs were dying and they got bought up by these other companies and they started getting expanded into other bullshit. Yeah, that was the end of it, man.
I don't even think that these IPs were even dying. Again, I'll use Star Wars as an example, but like Star Wars had the best, and somebody earlier in the chat, I want to give a shout out to you. I forgot who posted it, but somebody said, like, do you think if people were nicer to the Phantom Menace, would George Lucas have not sold to Disney? And I do agree with that sentiment, but I also think that the Phantom Menace warrants its reputation. And I always preface it like this because I don't want to come off as some guy that's shitting on a kid's movie. I was 10 when that movie came out. It was made for my audience, for me, my demographic. I did not like it. I thought it was boring. I thought the action sucked. The acting was bad. Jar Jar. Every complaint that adults have now, I had as a child at 10. And I stopped watching Star Wars point blank. I just gave up on it. I was like, you know what? Pokemon. That's what I'm into. Pokemon's cool. Then I got into wrestling and nothing else mattered for about 2 years. Well, yeah, and then Spider-Man came out. My point is, I do agree that pushed him away. But the thing I want to talk about with Enrique real quick is franchises can have a great revival. Star Wars sucked in the early prequel era. Then Episode 3 came out and was great. And then the Clone Wars came out and was great. And then Star Wars toys got even better than they'd ever been. Like, Star Wars was probably in its best space since the original run. after the Clone Wars, like when that show was out. It was
Yeah.
a great series, and then Disney bought it because it was popular and they wanted to make more money from it. That's when that died. Like, now James Bond's in a weird place where they railroaded it into the ground, and it's going to come back, and we have a whole segment on that in a minute, folks. But I do think things were better, and a lot of times they were in a better place, and that these companies try to change it. In reality, they shouldn't change it. They bought it for a reason. They should keep it as is. So.
No, I agree. But Lucas didn't know, and Bob Iger, pulled a fast one on him and all that other bullshit, and it just, it didn't work out. And then Disney's like, "Oh, we finally have it," and they just, like you said, railroaded it into the ground. And I still love the fucking hotel that lasted not all of 9 months.
Yeah, for $3,000 a night, bitch.
Yes, $3,000 a night for this bullshit that nobody wanted, and it was.
But you know what, Nick?
Awful.
I'm willing to make a Dukes Brothers bet right now. Everything. If it would have been like an original Star Wars land, like, hey, spend a night on the Death Star, that would have sold out. Hey, like, watch Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader fight. Like, it's Star Wars is a franchise that can always evolve and have new shit added to it, but you can't alter the old stuff because that's where a lot of us still live emotionally. And so, like, hey, I hate the Disney movies, but like if they would have just jumped into with like the Mandalorian and Rogue One and all these other things, I probably would have had a much different take on the whole Disney franchise as a whole. Wouldn't have this channel, but I wouldn't be as disinterested as I currently am, because I can't say I'm angry. I'm just very apathetic. Didn't watch Andor. I'm not going to watch whatever the Disney Plus special show is, the Visionaries 3 or whatever it's called. Not interested.
Yeah.
Might pop in original Star Wars though and sit down and have a good 2 hours.
Yeah, no, that's no, definitely. But it's just like all of it's dead, and like the money they put into it is hilarious. I think wasn't there even that like $5,000 drink or $1,000 drink that was on the boat that you could get that was in the cooler that you could like order.
There was
an
expensive drink. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was advertised as well too, and I'm just like, why are you like, who is your demographic? The 300 billionaires in the world? Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, I don't get what Disney and it's hurting them now, but their theming and branding was so off key. Like, somebody like, well, what do you know? Well, I did go to school for advertising, so I do know what I'm talking about on an academic level. Your demographic did not reach what you're. It's like if, okay, Kia's a car everyone can get or afford. It's not a big deal to get a Kia. But like if all of a sudden Kia was like $2 million vehicles, people are like, what the fuck, a $2 million Kia? That doesn't work.
Yeah. And
so $1,000 Star Wars, it's like Star Wars is for a family. Like, cut them a goddamn deal, because it costs so much to take your kids to Disney. Like, I don't know, get them an Ewok-sized meal for like the same price as a McDonald's value meal. Like,
yeah,
hook them up.
Dude, it's bad, and like I'm glad whenever we went down for Halloween Hornets we didn't fly into MCO because Orlando International Airport, because that would have been a nightmare. Because it's just families with kids crying and screaming, dragging their bags across the 2 or 3 terminals they have. It's hell. It's hell on it. Hell on earth is the Orlando International Airport.
I haven't been there since 2008.
I think I made the mistake a few years ago of like I went on a cruise with some friends, and I flew out of there, and I damn near missed my flight because there were so many people there, and it was just family sitting around, canceled flights, in line at TSA, at the Sbarro's pizza food.
Hey, don't
thing.
shit on Sbarro Pizza. It's
No. I'm shitting on the parents who were in line with their like holding a kid like underneath their arm, and like one's on the floor crying, one's on the arm screaming, and like they're trying to get the pizza order. I'm trying to get it correct so the kid can eat it, and they're trying to make it all weird so that the kid will actually eat it. Like that's what I'm shitting on. No, I love Sbarro's, but I'm shitting on those parents. Is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, look, Nick hates those types of parents and people who do not drink quality coffee. I get it. No one, like everyone's got their audiences. I don't like people who use margarine over butter.
I love my quality coffee,
and I love my butter. What is my number one complaint about Waffle House? They don't give you real butter for the waffles. They give you that whipped spread.
Yeah.
Next time we go to Waffle House, I'm actually going to bring in my own stick of butter. Just. and put it on the waffle and let it melt. It'll be the best. I'll eat fake syrup, but I won't eat fake butter. There's a line.
That's where you draw the line.
Honestly, but like people wouldn't think it, but I do cook pretty well. People like my food. My secret is butter. I use the most natural shit you can. Like, why eat what is it? Hydrogenated oils in your butter.
Of course. No.
It's not in there.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, and I can't. Now we're talking about food. Our friend John Orchard's back. He says, if you make bacon donuts, then I'm there.
I feel like that was I've seen those.
Maple bacon donuts are delicious.
There you go. That's what it is. Maple bacon donuts. Yeah, I've seen those then. Yeah.
I love maple bacon donuts, especially from Voodoo Donuts. They are not a sponsor of this show, but man, I would love for like Voodoo Donuts and Voodoo Ranger sponsor world class bullshitters. That's what I want. I love both of those places.
That would be great. I wish they would both sponsor us to go to Halloween Horror Nights and do like the background of the houses and stuff. That'd be great. We could do a whole segment on them.
Why don't we? We have literally never. We have been on the air for 10 years, and we have more audience members now than ever. We need to approach that shit. We have literally never tried. I bet you.
Yeah,
Nick, we send out the right emails. It's like, wow, we've been flown out to outer space by SpaceX so we can sponsor NordVPN from space. Like, let's just go for it, man. I never
why
tried.
not? What's the worst I can say is no.
Here's the thing. The worst that can happen is we're in the same spot we're in now, and I'm pretty happy where we are. We're on the way up, so yeah. Thank you, though, John. He also says, Johnny Quest was awesome in Star Blazers anime. I have seen a little bit of Star Blazers.
Oh god, I do love some Johnny Quest. I love the old one, and then they did one in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
96, New Adventures of Johnny Quest.
That was a good one too. That one was a lot of fun. So much fun.
I watched it religiously.
Same. It was so good.
When I was a kid, talking about Johnny Quest and toys, they didn't make regular Johnny Quest figures. All the Johnny Quest toys were like in those weird neon suits when he was in the CGI generated world. But Pizza Hut had a little Johnny Quest that was in his regular costume. I played with that toy like it was going out of style. I loved Johnny Quest as a kid. I thought it was like, I guess I have a thing like James Bond Jr., Lupin the Third, Johnny Quest, Inspector Gadget. They're all very similar. They're very like episodic, globe-hopping adventures with a cool, unique cast and like a bitchin' theme song.
Oh yeah,
I still
remember the old school Johnny Quest song from the old cartoon, and I love it. It's great.
Yep, Johnny Quest I have nothing bad to say about it. And thankfully, Warner Brothers does what Disney doesn't do with certain animation, is they go back and they've remastered Johnny Quest. So it's in HD and it looks beautiful.
Oh, wonderful!
All the Hanna-Barbera back catalog's been remastered.
Yeah, but they've all been like ported to. They've been all ported to like I think. What is it? HBO Max no longer has a lot of the cartoons. I think they've all been ported to Tubi or something.
But Warner Brothers does release a lot of their stuff. They were doing that Warner Archive release. Johnny Quest got a physical release.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Ooh. I don't own it yet, but I will.
Nice.
John, thank you very much. Let's see. Georgian, member for 30 months, folks. 30 months. Wait. You can watch all the Lupin the Third English dub movies, Mystery of Mamo to Cat's Eye crossover, in under 14 and a half hours, if maths are correct. So you can watch over 10 hours of anime if you focus on Lupin exclusively. That is true, Georgian. I can get through most Lupin the Third movies. There's a couple of the rougher, like not direct-to-video ones. They were annual specials on Japanese television. I think they would come on in the summers. Some of those are harder to watch. And I can't do, like, what was it, the Babylon Gold one with the pink jacket? There's just a couple that I don't like. But, yeah, I could watch... Earlier in the year, I went on a Lupin the Third binge. I watched a lot of Lupin the Third. Mainly from the Red Jacket series, but... Oh, wait, Nick. Since you know how to acquire stuff, I should have asked you to acquire me Lupin the Third Green Jacket with the English dub. Because they've redubbed all the shit. And I just...
Yeah,
it's $80
I'll just put it to the side. I'll put it to the side like your Star Wars that I got.
Yeah, Nick got me it's
a 60. Hold on. Let me check the files. I want to say that it was a 60 gig file of like Star Wars: A New Hope.
But it's not the original theatrical, and it's not the current version. It's like a weird hybrid. The guy I changed up a couple things.
It is a 60 gig version with like 5.1. Yeah, it's a 4K version of it for sure. Yeah.
Nick, it's Star Wars. It
Yes.
deserves to be heard.
We should have watched it on my setup. It probably would have looked glorious.
Yeah, we should have, because then I would have been like, ooh, I get to see. I'm waiting to watch it. I can't wait to, because there's going to be differences. So this is like a Christmas for me. It's like, oh man, Star Wars, but there's differences. I got to pick it out now. I can't wait. I'll know them instantly. But
yeah, man, I might put it on the server then, just to have that really nice 4K crazy version of it. Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, that and Empire Strikes Back are all you're going to ever need.
Yep. Yep.
John Thomas. So Georgian, thank you for being a member for 30 months. And if we ever hang out, we'll hang out and watch 10 hours of Loop Home of Third exclusively. But we have to listen to the theme song every time. John Thomas, says, Jeff, where were you guys hiding during Dragon Con? We were the belle of the ball.
No. We did hide in one room the entire time, Jeff.
Yes, one place. No, John, what we did is when we weren't walking the con, we did go to all the film tracks because Nick and I are working on something super secret. Mm-hmm. But we were there every day except Friday. Or no, not Friday, except
Thursday.
Wednesday. We were there. Technically, we were there Thursday.
That's true. We didn't actually go to the convention, but we were there. Yeah, we were there Thursday to get our badges. Yep, picking up the badges.
Talking to people in line, making friends.
Yep.
That was easy. That the older lady and that young guy were cool as shit.
Yeah, no, there was definitely a more relaxed vibe this time for Dragon Con, because last year I think it was the peak of like it being not so fun.
Yep.
And this year it felt like people were more relaxed and like letting a lot of shit go.
I think people have changed.
No, they definitely have.
I don't know if there were like election anxieties or just random bullshit going on, but I think people, like when I was talking about being a little shell shocked from the change of all the pop culture and people in general, I do think all of a sudden there's been a switch flipped and it's like, oh, we're done with that kind of bullshit on the big scale. And I don't know, maybe all those weird people finally got laid and they're just like, I'm gonna change my life priorities. It'll do it to a man.
Hey, if that happened, God bless those people who did that.
Little Jimmy is finally a man and he likes that. So he's gonna go get a job and take Susie out on dates, and they're gonna have a family one day. And then
there you go. No, we were like Jeff said, we were mainly in the film track. I think it's in the fucking Hyatt room. I forget what room it was, but we were there the whole time because we missed a couple of ones last year, and we wanted to do them this year. That was kind of the focal point of it. Like Jeff said, we're working on something awesome, so we wanted to know a few of the technical stuff about the props. I think there was one about lighting. The cinematography one was packed, which was hilarious. The one that disappointed me was like there were not a lot of people in the sound one. I'm like, sound is important. It's really important.
That's why their films will always be amateurish and ours will be world class.
Yeah, and like the sound guy was like, he did a damn good job. He, the fucking projector he was using was crap, but like,
it was the iPad connector he had.
That's probably what it was. That iPad connector is terrible. I've used it before. It's like it's very finicky and it's bad. But no, he did a good job, and him going into the minutia of sound and like all the stuff and like what all the mics did and things like that was like I knew a lot of it, but it was always good to like. And those a lot of things I also did know that he said as well too, like certain mics used for certain situations, and there were like three booms on one thing, and there are 4 lavs and like all this stuff. I was like, Jesus Christ. And also wild audio, I had no idea what that was called, but it's good to know.
Because I knew about room tone and stuff like that.
Yeah, same. And the other things we're talking about, this is great to know. So I might try to find the name of that guy and look him up and give him a follow or something.
I thought the 2 special effects guys were awesome.
They were funny as shit, and they were a lot of fun. They were so much fun.
I wanted to not only follow them on social media, like I just wanted them to become buddies with us.
Yeah.
The guy was like, "What's a Panaflex? Whatever." I'm like, "Star Wars, Luke Skywalker's." Like, I was the only one to scream it out. Don't you dare throw trivia at me from that movie.
Yeah, because he said it, and like you said what it was. I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then he went into detail what it was. Like, oh, I know what it is now.
Yeah. I told you, Nick, what I like about Star Wars isn't like reading all the EU and all this lore and all this dumb shit that like I don't care about, but I will read every goddamn detail about how the film was made. I mean, look, over on this shelf I have the Star Wars archives.
Oh, nice.
It literally is just about the making of the film. That's George Lucas. No, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, my point is, that's why I know that shit. Because there's really nothing I want to read about, or like what Princess Leia did the day after the Death Star exploded. But like, if you're like, what did Carrie Fisher eat for lunch on the third day of filming? I'll read it.
Well, and speaking of things like that, I did get. Oh god, there's something there. I did get the DVD of PCU with the audio commentary on it.
That alone is worth it. We should do a commentary for PCU. Like, we should rewatch it, and then we should talk about how the world fell into that, like how the world became PCU, or at least all the shit they were parodying.
Yeah, and it's funny how that movie was made in like, think what, 94 or something, 94, and it kind of like predicted the future to a T. It's scary and hilarious.
It stunk, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But John, walk around Dragon Con. A lot of people, like I said, we ran into a lot of people that knew us. Like, hey, we love your show or the Ollie's videos, and it was fun. But I did run into Michael from Retro Blasting, and I talked to him for
because we were gonna go to the vendor area, and then we ran into him. We talked to him for a couple hours. He's a super nice guy.
Yep.
And he was dressed up as
YouTubers.
Yes, he was dressed up as Indiana Jones.
Because I told him, I recognized a very nicely put together Indiana Jones costume. I'm like, that guy knows his shit. And then I get a little closer, like, oh, it's them. And so we like strategically maneuvered our way up. And then I was like, hey, man, nice indie costume. And he looked at me and he's like, oh. And then like we talked in the hotel lobby for literally 2 hours. Like, I think his sister or somebody or his brother was like, they went off and did something else. Yeah. Melinda was there too. They went off and did something. Like, we just kept talking to him. It was great.
People hated us because they're trying to like walk around us and through us, and it's like, no, just go around. I'm
an obstacle. You have to go around me. I'll allow it.
It was fun. Because we were trying to kill some time between tracks for the film stuff, and so I suggested the vendor area and didn't make it.
The vendor area sucked this year.
It was Well, I mean,
it's too much anime shit.
Yeah, it's the same shit every year. Usually, like there's only like a handful of people that are different.
Well, even though Nick, what I was saying is like it might have been the same people, but they brought shit that didn't appeal to me anymore.
Yeah,
like you show me a room full of toys, I'm like, okay, what shouldn't I buy right now? But
and
this year it was just anime stuff out the ass, like Demon Slayer, that thing that everyone's wearing, that was everywhere at every booth. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, because I know last year though there were like you found the toy stuff, and like we found there usually was a guy there. Last 2 years, even the year that I went without you, there was a guy there who had posters and like official stuff and like nice things like that. He wasn't there, like he was last year. And it was like, oh,
I would have I bought a Wayne's World theatrical poster last year. I was looking to buy another one this year.
Yeah, same.
World, but a movie.
Yeah, and same, and like he wasn't there, and it was just odd. So I think some people just didn't show up. They couldn't do it. They didn't make enough money, and they just kind of just didn't make it. So,
and John, you can catch us next year in our Men in Black suits. But folks, I keep telling you guys, we're putting the world in world-class bullshitters. This year, Nick and I hit Oregon, and we did Dragon Con. Yep. Next year, I'm already signing up for cons now. Like, I'm getting ready for my 2026. I will be out there. Tomorrow, I'm signing up for the toy show, so I'll have that in the bag.
Nice. And even when you were here, we talked about a couple of them that we wanted to do, or at least put on the wish list to see if we can do next year.
Yeah, we can make anything happen. We're world class, but I want to work a lot of these folks because we have a banner with all of our faces on it, and you can come up and talk about the Ollie's toy videos, and then check out the work. People like Stealing Solo. I just shipped out more today. It's the gift. It's like the Jelly of the Month Club, Nick. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It is. It really is.
Folks, be on the lookout for that sequel. It is almost done on my part. I also have mapped out all the bonus features of the book, and I go on about home video, right? How I love all the special features. Well, Stealing Solo 2's got tons of them. The book length of the story is the same as the first Stealing Solo, but the bonus features are all new. You're not going to see anything in this book that you've seen elsewhere. I don't pad out my pages just because. So That's all I'm going to say about that, because I have a lot to say about this. So, Georgian, thank you very much for your generous super chat. Speaking of MMA, thoughts on the MMA fighter brutal assault on a wrestler in California event, showing Mark Henry saying it was the fault of the wrestler by picking a fight with the MMA wrestler. I saw this. It was Quentin Rampage Jackson's son and
oh shit, yeah, fuck, yeah.
I thought it was very tasteless and classless what was it Raja Jackson did, because the story of what I heard is he's at a pro wrestling event and the dude hit him with a fake bottle. They're at a pro wrestling event. People do chops and all this shit. Like, first statement I'm going to make: stop using wrestling and comic books as your foot to the door of other entertainment. For a lot of people, it's the end game, and treat it with the respect it deserves. Because yes, it's a performative art. It's not a real sport, and I'm the first person to fucking say that. But stop coming in, celebrity kids, third generation actors, whatever. You're not going to use wrestling as a springboard into the mainstream. You're just not worthy. And we all, that's the thing, wrestling fans are very rabid, and they can smell bullshit a mile away. They're not going to put up with your crap. So first off, I don't think the dude should have even been there, because he's the son of Quentin Rampage Jackson. Secondly, he laid into Psycho Stu in a very unprofessional way, and he would have killed him. So fuck him.
Yeah.
And third thing I have to say is Mark Henry. I love how Mark Henry got called out on his shit. So, Nick, Mark Henry's a big, burly black guy. Mark Henry is always... Mark Henry always sides on one way, as you can tell. That's the point I'm making. But, man, people were calling his ass out because he was blaming Psycho Stu. You don't do this, you don't do that. I get it, man. You're the world's strongest man. You're a pro wrestler. But your ass didn't beat up people. You handled yourself professionally. You were an Olympic athlete. You're a guy that people can look up to and respect your achievements. This dickhead kid that started punching this guy in the face would have killed him. So I think he was wrong. Absolutely wrong. And I don't care... if you want to argue about meeting force or self-defense, there's a fucking line. Like, if somebody breaks in and you shoot them in the shoulder or you shoot them in the chest and they're down, that's it. You got them. You're good. Self-defended. If you go up and shoot them 45 times in the fucking head with an assault rifle, that's not self-defense anymore. Like, you're still in the right. I'm not going to be like, oh, you need to go to jail. But it's like excessive force.
Yeah,
this dude was out on the ground. If you're self-defending, and the dude, your threat is annihilated, what the fuck is getting on top of him and punching him? Oh, I can't control myself. Then you don't need to be in any professional sports or sports entertainment. I hope that blacklisted that kid from ever getting a shot in WWE or AEW, because he's dangerous. You know, CM Punk wants to take the stance that Jungle Boy Jack-Off Perry and all these guys are dangerous, and they were. CM Punk was right in that case. You shouldn't use real glass in wrestling. But Quentin Rampage Jackson's son is a danger and should never be in pro wrestling. Now, Brock Lesnar could whoop anybody's ass on the fucking planet, but Brock Lesnar is professional and conducts himself in that way. You hear stories of Brock Lesnar giving receipts. You hear stories of Brock Lesnar standing up for himself and doing all this shit, but you don't hear stories of Brock Lesnar laying into like random people or people that are beneath him. He's not going to a show and just beating up on fans or beating up on the ring crew, or like, when a lot of times in wrestling, you'll get like security guards in all these moments where like a wrestler needs to fight off security guards to look strong. They're all independent guys. They're lower tiered wrestlers in the indie scene. But I don't see Brock Lesnar taking them outside and railroading them into a cement wall. It was bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing was wild, and it kept escalating more and more. And it was so weird. It blew up for a minute, and everybody's talking about it. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was blowing up my feed, and I love to talk about it because you guys know I'm a diehard wrestling fan. But, you know, I thought it was pretty shitty. And I find it funny that JBL, of all people, has to come out and say, well, Mark Henry's not racist. He blah, blah, blah. He's this, he's that. I don't think Mark Henry's racist, but I think he's biased as fuck. And I think that's what a lot of people do as celebrities. Like, people call it tribalism, whatever you want to call it. I just don't think it's always smart to cover it. You know what I'm saying? Like, be honest. Call it like you see it. And if that's how you see it, that's fine. I respect that. But when Mark Henry started talking, I went, shut the fuck up, Mark Henry. I don't need your take on this, because you say the same every time. You always take the same side, and I'm kind of glad you're getting called out on it, even though I disagree with the sentiment. So now I'm sure Mark Henry's going to find this podcast and come over to my house and beat me up because he's that kind of guy.
You know what? You know what? Honestly, fuck him. If he finds a podcast or somebody sends him the clip, let him do it. Let him come on here. Let him say his piece, whatever. He's welcome to it. Come on. Yeah. All of our social media is all over the place. You can come find us, come on the show, talk your shit, whatever. I don't care. Do it.
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't care either. Come on.
Talk trash, man. We're world class. We can handle it. But we're also one thing. We'll invite people on to talk shit, but we will talk shit right back. This is
100%. Yeah, it's like the thing. Mark Henry's got receipts. We got fucking receipts. Come on.
Yeah, but I would never pick a fight with Mark Henry because I'm not stupid. Like, he's legitimately a strong guy. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not that kind of guy.
Of course. But like, you know, if he wants to talk shit, he's more than welcome to come on. Like, more than
only thing I can do better than Mark Henry is I probably am faster at this point in my life. Like, I can outrun Mark Henry. My knees don't hurt at all. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I can outrun Mark Henry.
There you go.
I finally found someone I'm faster than. That's not an old lady. Yes. Thank you, though, Sejorjan. Xavier to God. Thoughts on $70,000 WrestleMania front row tickets. All right, folks, turn your headphones down. Jeff's going to rant. The WWE has lost its way. I used to be the kind of guy that would get up at 6 a.m. on WrestleMania Friday morning, the day the tickets go on sale, months in advance. I'd have everybody's money. I'd have everything mapped out. I had a system. I had a plan. I went to WrestleMania 18 times in a fucking row, save for COVID. I was that guy. I had dedicated myself to every year I'm going to go to WrestleMania. We're going to see a different part of the country. And Dion has been 10 times and Dan has been 12 times. And all my friends go with me. It's not a singular event. I take groups of people to WrestleMania. Nick has gone multiple times. We rent houses. We rent beachfront property. We do it up world class. We do not cheap out on our WrestleMania trips. Have the WWE wants to charge you tens of thousands of dollars to go to WrestleMania, which I've seen some of the best shit they were going to have at WrestleMania. I saw Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels both times. I've seen The Rock versus Cena. I've seen Hulk Hogan wrestle, but not at WrestleMania. I've seen tons of shit, historical moments. I was there for, what was I there for? That was great. Many Money in the Bank ladder matches. Like, you name it that's happened at a big WrestleMania in the last 20-something years, I was there. That being said, last year I stopped going, and I'm on principle on a WWE blackout. I will not get ESPN, whatever it's called, to support them. I just won't. I didn't watch Clash in Paris. I was with Nick. I read the results, eating dinner. I'm done. I will not buy into overpriced merchandise. I will not buy into overpriced tickets. WWE has alienated me as a fan. Not, like you guys feel about Star Wars and other stuff. I feel this way about wrestling because I could afford to go to WrestleMania last year, but two things. One, $2,000 to sit in the back row ain't worth it. $1,000 is not worth it. $500 is my ceiling for a wrestling ticket. That's it. Oh, Jeff, it's too nice. Yeah, and TKO owned WWE in 2023 when they had WrestleMania LA 2 nights, $350, $370 to sit where we sat, mid-level, great seats. That is my sweet spot. Now it's ridiculous. 70,000, 100,000. It's all a fucking marketing ploy. And these broke dick wrestling fans are, oh, you're just so upset you can't afford it. I can afford it more than you. I've been to more shit than you. So the whole mentality of $70,000 WWE tickets is fucking stupid. I don't care if it's on the goddamn moon. Like, I'm not paying for that. Kendo, what do you think about the $70,000 wrestling tickets?
I really don't give a shit right now, Jeff.
There you go.
I don't care. I ain't going. I'm not spending that money on that, but you know what? If you have the money to spend on it, you go right ahead. But if you're a normal, sane person, you have no desire to do that.
No, Xavier to God, the writing was on the wall when they started doing the deposits for WrestleMania tickets. I went, that's strange. Who needs to put a deposit down on a $300 ticket? No judgment if you need to. Hey, at least you get to go to the event. But $10,000, $20,000? No. There's literally, you're not going to get Hulk Hogan versus Andre 2 at, well, that'd be 4. But my point is, you're not going to get like a caliber match. You know what you get for $40,000 WrestleMania tickets? You get Travis Scott walking his candy ass out to the ring in the middle of the main event and ruining what was already a pretty shit show. WrestleMania is just here's the thing, folks. I think I've read this online and I believe it. WWE is milking their company for as much as they worth to build brand value, and then they're going to sell it to the Saudis. Wrestling is its way out. Dude, Saudi Arabia is going to get their own WrestleMania. It's rumored that they're going to have 2 WrestleManias in a year now. There's the American one and the Saudi Arabian one. And yeah.
But if the Saudis on it, do you think it'll get any better or will it just get worse?
I think it'll get better.
You think so?
You know why? Oh, of course it will, because losers of the main events will get their heads chopped off. All to the snack bar.
Yeah, I can get behind that. John Cena's retirement match is going to be really bloody.
That's funny shit. I like that.
Now, John Thomas, thank you very much for all your messages, but we're going to read a couple from John right now. First one says, Jeff, there is for real a Stargate, okay, not functional probably, in Ashland County, Ohio. That's not too far from me. A guy built one on his own land. Unfortunately, it's not open to the public, but still cool.
Oh, good. They found one. They found one finally. That's great. That's good.
I'm ready to walk through.
Yeah, you'll travel like 10 light years in 3 seconds, so that should be fun.
If Kurt Russell's there, I'm okay with that.
But see, then the problem is you have to find the what is it, the what is it called? It's the constellations for the dial to get back home. So it's not one of those things where like somebody from Earth could call you and then you walk through the gate that way. That's not going to happen because it's a one way street. So
bro, this
maybe
is
he wants to do a Bacula. We say he just doesn't want to come back home again.
That did happen to Daniel Jackson in the first movie, and then he came back in the first episode. But that's different. If
you go through a Stargate and you find a way better planet, why the fuck would you come back?
Well, I mean, he did find a really hot wife on Abydos, so I mean, I don't blame him.
Exactly.
I don't blame him one bit. She was really hot.
Look,
yeah, but she could have been a total bitch. You never know.
Well, she didn't talk a lot, or she didn't know English. So there's that.
Oh, she's perfect.
It's always a plus.
And the entire society worshipped them because they had guns. So I mean, she's gonna do whatever he says.
Is that really love or is that fear?
It's something,
yes.
Jeff. It's something. In this crazy world, I'll take it. Okay.
I don't want my wife to fear me. That's messed up. Anyway, John, if I ever drive by this field, this public land, this private land, and I see the Stargate in the distance, I'm gonna film it. And then I'm gonna start an internet conspiracy that Stargates are real and the government is covering it up. And in Ashland, Ohio, you can come find it.
Well, Jeff, there was something called the Star Wars Project. That's right. It was called Project Stargate.
Oh, okay. Because I knew that Ronald Reagan had Star Wars, his laser system that just didn't do anything.
I'm not gonna get into that. I need my tinfoil hat for that. I'm not gonna touch that.
Nick, I will see you in a month. I will bring down a couple tinfoil. I'll bring out a tinfoil fedora and a tinfoil sombrero, and we will talk.
Okay.
You can wear the sombrero or the fedora. You're inviting me down. I'll give you the first choice of the hat.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm trying to be nice. You're my friend after all. John Thomas, thank you very much. He says, I went to several panels Friday and a couple on Saturday. Chris Gore had a good one on horror. Was in the Hyatt and Hilton mostly. In the vendor area, I concentrated on authors and bought books. Oh, you're a nice fan.
Yeah, we did see Chris Gore's social media post that he was on a panel, but we didn't go to it. Like Jeff said, we were kind of still sticking towards the film track. The horror, it seems like a lot of last year a lot of the tracks were like. It seemed like we were seeing the last of it, where a lot of the tracks were like diversity and like, oh, this old movie is this. What does this mean? And like a lot of fan fiction and things like that. I did want to go to the Expanse one because that one's always fun. Those people are always interesting to talk to. They're not that crazy, so they're a pretty okay group of nerds for sure. But yeah, we kind of stayed in the film one because we're film nerds.
Yeah, and we're working on a secret project, which you'll see eventually.
Yep.
But, John, I don't even know the names of the hotels we were in. I just follow Nick everywhere.
Yeah, as soon as I get downtown, I know exactly where we are, where we need to go.
Yeah, I don't... I recognize your neighborhood, okay, so we're pulling out. Like, I recognize everything when we go to the right towards the highway, and most things to the left to a certain point.
Yeah, of
like
course.
When we go back to that one coffee place that's owned by the veteran for breakfast.
Yes.
That place is the shit. Oh my
It
god,
is.
that biscuit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the Hyatt most of the time because it's Hyatt.
Did you see Hyatt?
Yeah, the 3 hotels in the middle are Hyatt, Marriott, and Hilton, and then there's a Westin up the street, and then America's Mart down the road. Adjacent to Westin, which is where all the vendor area stuff is. Which they changed like 4 years ago because the vendor area was also in a hotel.
You are the Dragon Con king, Nick.
I just once we get downtown, I know where to go and like how to get to everything. So that's all it is.
We should start a business. It only takes place during Labor Day weekends, where we're basically Dragon Con tour guides. Where it's like, and I say we because I'm just going to take notes on what you tell people, and then I'm going to act like an expert. Like, here we have the Hyatt, folks. This is where this happened. And in 1984, a man fell from the 40th floor, but we don't talk about that. Just make up random facts.
Yeah, room 1408 is haunted in the Hyatt. There you go.
Yeah, John Cusack died in this hotel. People are like, John Cusack died? I'm like, yeah, look it up. And they're like, John Cusack's alive. I'm like, yeah, but he died in 1408.
Yeah, he did.
Thank you, John. Again, he says, Gil Gerard was there, but he started a climate rant. Took a Tai Chi class from Aaron Gray. Shatner walked by me on his way, probably a meet and greet, so I don't bother him. He looked good. I saw a picture of Shatner and somebody the other day on a scooter. So,
yeah. Apparently that was like a problem with his plane coming in on time because it's fucking Hartfield Jackson, and he was there I think Thursday he was there Friday late. Oh man.
Yeah, John. I thought somebody came up to me randomly as we were walking through. I was like, "Hey man, I love your show." I honestly thought it was you because I knew you had mentioned something. I was like, I think we met him and didn't realize it. Because
probably
nobody ever introduces themselves or tells you their screen name. I'm like, I don't want to know where you live. I'm just curious who you are because I'm not. I'm gonna shake your hand and be like, hey man, thanks. So, John, if you're at Dragon Con next year and we're there, you better introduce yourself as John Thomas, the one, the only John Thomas, because I know you weren't secretly that tall guy because I read his name tag.
Yeah.
Aaron Gray, what is she in?
I'll check it.
Because I'm like, why do I know that name? Now, she's an American actress. Oh, it's
Isn't
this
that
lady.
Baby?
No, that's Jennifer Grey.
Whatever.
Aaron Gray was in Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
And she was on Silver Spoons.
Mm-hmm.
And A Perfect Christmas. All right. Xavier God says Mark Henry is 6'4" and 400 pounds and the world's strongest man. Yep, I'm not going to debate any of that. But
he was the
I'm
world's strongest man.
But I'm 6'5". I don't weigh 400 pounds, and all I said is I could outrun Mark Henry, and I'll stand by that statement.
I feel like if you can outrun him, like you're gonna make it. You're fine.
That's someone I'm sure. Like Vince McMahon might catch me, but Mark Henry won't. Rikishi won't. Vince Albert won't.
I feel like you're not Vince's type.
Yeah, because I'll fight back. I'll shit on his head before he can shit on mine. Preemptive shitter.
Oh man,
is that wrong?
Mm-mm. Nope.
All right, so we are all caught up. We fear is better than love, says Dr. Coffin Nails. All right, so Kendo, welcome in. We have covered some of our topics, but I wanted to bring this one up to you guys because, oh, shit, there goes my pen. Let me grab this. Because we all watch movies. And so 2027 is gearing up to be a hell of a year at the box office, or so Hollywood hopes. Now, we all love dumpster fires in this country. We love dumpster fires around the world. But I love a good dumpster fire at the box office because some out-of-touch billion-dollar company wasted a couple $100 million and it shit the bed, and it makes me laugh every time. So here's a graphic of just some of the films coming out. No, that is a graphic of all the Twisted Metal games. Sorry, that's for later.
God damn it,
Seriously,
Jeff.
I'm gonna play Twisted. Dude, I'm gonna play Twisted Metal. I'm gonna download it. Anyway, this is just a couple. Now, some of these release dates have changed. This isn't really an up-to-date graphic, but I do have an up-to-date list, and I wanted to talk about this. So, some of the films that are coming out, we're gonna play a game called Hit or Bullshit. If the movie sounds like a hit, you say it's a hit. If it's not, then it's called bullshit. Now, these are just a couple of them, but I want you to tell me what the theme is. So we have Zelda. Hit or bullshit, Nick?
I'm gonna say bullshit.
Kendo.
I mean, it's gonna be bullshit, but it'll be a hit.
I'm in the camp of this movie's going to be bullshit, but it'll make a ton of money. Sonic 4. I go bullshit. Oh, sorry, I say hit, sorry.
Oh, I say bullshit. I think people are done with Sonic.
Nah, I think Sonic 4 will be fine. It'll be a hit.
Shrek 5.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. It's gonna be bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's been too long.
I was first generation Shrek kid. I fucking hate Shrek after the first one. Like it got dumb.
Yeah.
Frozen 3. I say it's a hit, but quality wise it's bullshit.
Yeah. It'll be a bullshit movie that'll make a lot of money.
Yeah, it'll be a hit for sure. It'll keep you afloat a little bit longer.
How many YouTubers are gonna make videos on how it's like? How many dudes are gonna make videos about Frozen 3? Too many is what I'm guessing.
Ben Shapiro's gonna make a video about Frozen 3. Okay.
No, it's not okay, and that's the problem.
I know.
I don't even have any issues with that guy personally. Maybe you could call me a sexist, but like if a movie's for like girls or little kids, I don't really chime in on it because like I don't know what girls like as a kid. Like I wasn't into Barbie, I was into Power Rangers and Pokemon and my own shit. And then like I'm not gonna go watch like the Minions and judge it with the same critical eyes. Even something as family friendly as Super Mario Brothers.
Minions movies are kind of fun. I've had to watch Minions stuff because the kid loves Minions, and there's some laughable moments in there.
Fair enough.
See, that's why I'm not going to talk shit about it. But here's a film I'll talk shit about: Ice Age 6.
Shit.
Shit. It's gonna be shit.
Star Wars Starfighter. I say it's bullshit and it flops.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I say it's bullshit and it barely breaks even.
Wow. I think that's what happens. People are gonna get enamored by the trailer that comes out for it, and that'll give them enough hype to kind of make some money the first weekend. But there will be a 75% drop off that second weekend, and nobody will care.
Do you think the trailer is going to start out with that stupid the one piano note of the Force theme, and then be like, "It's been many years since we've had a great hero," and then a spaceship flies by, and then the dialogue continues like, "You are the chosen one who will blah blah blah."
They're going to pull out all the nostalgic tropes, all the member berries for that one, because they need it. They need it badly.
And you know what, folks? I am going to be here on the internet to tear that movie a new one if it deserves it, but I'll make fun of the marketing because I know it's going to shit the bed. Here we go. Hit or bullshit? Quiet Place 3.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm going to go bullshit on that one.
Bullshit here. Man of Tomorrow, which is Superman 2. I'm going to go hit because it hit. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it as well because people really like, the money for this one, was good and people really liked it, so I think it's gonna be a hit.
Yeah, it'll be a hit. That'll be a hit. That'll be a hit.
The Batman Part 2.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I say it's
the
bullshit
movie
financially.
Yeah, I was gonna say the movie is gonna make it's gonna be at least a break even, but the movie's gonna suck.
Yeah, I think it's gonna do that for sure because it's weird how they still they're still letting that happen even though they're starting a whole new DCU or whatever. So it's strange. I don't know why they're like, I guess they're contractually obligated to give the guy the part 2 or something, so that's why they're doing it.
He's an auteur after all.
Yeah, I mean the first one was okay. It's fine. It didn't feel like Batman at all.
No. The only reason I own it is because it was one of those get a free movie on Amazon because you bought so many discs, and I'm like, well, I know at some point I'll at least watch this. It was like that or Barbie, which I'm not gonna watch fucking Barbie again. Avengers: Secret Wars, hit or bullshit?
It'll be a hit. It'll be a box office hit.
Yeah, it will be.
Not sure about the movie, but it'll hit at the box office.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna hit.
Avengers. Passion of the Christ 2.
I'm not sure how you make a sequel to that movie, but it'll be a hit.
Jesus returns, but with machine guns.
He without sin kicks the first ass.
I mean, I feel like that would be a great sequel. Jesus rises, and comes back with artillery, but
You guys don't know that that's from?
No.
Dude, Passion of the Christ 2 is a joke from Family Guy 20 years ago. Remember when Family Guy came back after it was gone all those years?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fake trailer they do. It's Passion of the Christ 2. Jim Caviezel, the guy from the first one, and Chris Tucker. That's what it is. It's Chris Tucker from Rush Hour going like, "I damn Jesus!" and all this stuff. And then it's Passion of the Christ 2. He without sin kicks the first ass. Like that. Here's the thing. I saw that once 20 years ago, and it's burned into my brain. That's how good Passion of the Christ 2 is. But we also have, I'm going to say it's going to be a hit because it's a Jesus movie, and those come out like
The first one made $1 bazillion.
Yeah, and Mel Gibson financed it himself. He is so wealthy from that one film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do want to see what the plot write-up is for the sequel, because...
Well, do you want me to spoil it? Because I read the book.
Well, I mean, I'm very much familiar with the story of the Christ as well, and I really am struggling with the concept of the sequel. I don't know what happens. It's like, without getting too, sermon-y on the mount here, he's crucified, rises, and that's pretty much it until he supposedly comes back. Maybe that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a apocalypto, but instead of, with Mayans, it's going to be modern day and the rapture. Maybe that's what it is. It's going to be like Left Behind, but Mel Gibson's movie.
That's the level of originality I will support with a watch.
Oh my god, yeah. If it's that extreme, I'll watch it too.
All it's going to be, though, is... So he dies and he rises 3 days later. So he's going to... It's probably going to be like half the movie is the aftermath of his death and everyone's all sad. And you'll find out about Judas and all this other shit. And then Jesus will rise. And that's... Now, if they're going to do the full story, I think he's around for like 40 days. And then he just like floats up into heaven. Like, that's it. Like the Ascension or whatever it's called. And that's the end of the Jesus story.
Ascension Millennium?
If Corey Feldman was in this movie, he should play a guy that got stoned. Anyway.
Speaking of him real quick, apparently he's going to be in Dancing with the Stars.
I'm so watching Dancing with the Stars.
I saw a video of it, or saw some picture with him and like in his outfit, in his partner's outfit. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. He's gonna last one dance, and he's gonna be
that's why I'm watching the first episode, because he's gonna be the first eliminated.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I love that Carlton went from guest to host. Like, he's like, there's Fred Astaire and all these.
Alfonso Ribeiro is extremely likable.
I love the dude.
He is. He really is.
He has that Wayne Brady, Bryant Gumbel, O.J. Simpson before the alleged crime crossover appeal, where he transcends, and it's not like, he's a black actor. It's just, that's Carlton. Like, white people love him too.
Yeah, because all the people you mentioned, except for OJ, are very like non-threatening African Americans.
Yeah, there's a reason why that joke existed in the Chappelle Show about making Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X relating to Wayne Brady. So that's 100% true. My grandmother loved Wayne Brady.
Yeah, mine too. She used to watch Let's Make a Deal. Both versions.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Well, there's one more movie on this list. It's two more. Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm going to say it's a hit, even though I'm not interested.
Wait, is that the part 2 of the animated one?
Yes, the cliffhanger.
No, it's gonna miss because the first one barely made any money, and they've been like railroading this one. They railroaded this one for the past like 3 or 4 years. It's not gonna make any money.
Finally, we have Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, a movie that.
What the fuck?
Oh, that'll be a hit, but it'll be.
I'm gonna guess it's bullshit because the Lord of the Rings fandom is very sacred, or the movies are sacred to the people, and I do think a lot of the people on the internet are representative of Lord of the Rings. Like they just want it to be Lord of the Rings, and I think it's gonna be bullshit. It'll be number one opening weekend, and then it's gonna drop off big.
No, yeah, because I mean, we had the show on Amazon that nobody watched because
the Rings of Power
was so stupid. Because like they were trying to make it down again. They're trying to make it diverse, and they went too far. They went too close to the sun, and like they screwed themselves.
So, do you want to know what's the trend between all these movies?
There's sequels.
There's sequels.
Yes,
sequels are reboots, and like that's it.
Yeah, all our sequels are based on an existing property, including the Bible. So my question is, will 2027 actually be a big hit year, or is it going to be like the last couple years where you had like?
If your name is Mel Gibson, yes. Everybody else, it's a crapshoot.
Yep. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm with Kendo. I think it's going to be everyone's going to be a nervous wreck with those first 3 weeks of like a box office because they're going to be like, if the first weekend's good, you can't really call that because you got to wait for the second weekend and the third weekend. And if there's a slight decline in the second weekend, then you're fine. But if it's that sharp like 50% or more decline in people going to watch it, you're screwed. You're done.
Yeah, I don't think Lord of the Rings has the same cachet that other, like the rights holders think it has. Because I understand there's a little more than just those 3 books in The Hobbit, but we've kind of perfected that story and it's done and nobody really needs to tell more and it's so extraneous that even a guy like me I own Lord of the Rings, shit, it would take me a lot to watch them. Like, if you're like, Jeff, do you ever want to watch Lord of the Rings? No. I'm thinking about it every 10 years, that's good enough for me. Like,
yeah, it runs across your mind every 10 years. Like, that's enough.
Yeah, I walk by the shelf and go, why do I own this? Then I remember why I own it, and I go, all right, maybe I should sell this. Like, I got the 4K trilogy. If somebody wants to buy it for $50, that's never been watched. It's just been taken out of the wrapper. Yes, I'm going to go on Whatnot, or whatever it's called, and start, who wants to buy this Lord of the Rings copy? Please, just fucking buy it.
Just fucking buy it. Just get it out of here, please.
Oh shit, Dixon Cider's back. What is up? No, but I honestly think that 2027 is in for a game changer of a year for all of the wrong reasons. We are talking about how, and this isn't just us, there is a movement of originality. People want originality, and originality is being rewarded. Also, too, we have fatigue. So I think there is Spider-Man fatigue. Definitely Marvel fatigue. The Batman will have some fatigue. I think there's Star Wars fatigue. It's been so long since there's been a Shrek movie that, yes, the kids like me, that saw Shrek in the original run would go take kids to see it, and that's fine. I think Shrek will be fine because of the novelty, but I'm guessing a lot of these, I think Ice Age flops. I'm guessing that Spider-Verse makes less than the previous one. I think Lord of the Rings is going to flop. And I think Zelda is going to be, it'll open big, but it's got to have legs to make $1 billion. I think of this list of films I've read, maybe there's like $1 billion hit out of Frozen 3, or that's it. Avengers or Frozen 3. Those are the only 2 that can make $1 billion. I think the rest are going to kind of like
Passion of the Christ too.
You think that'll make $1 billion?
Oh yeah, dude. The first one almost made $1 billion like 20 years ago.
But look at the cultural landscape of where we were in 2004 to versus 2000 now. It's so much more divisive.
Are you saying we don't need? Are you saying we don't need it more now than we did back then? I think we do, Jeff.
I know I'm praying for a hit. I didn't even see the first Passion of the Christ, and I went to Catholic school for 12 years.
Neither did I.
It
But
wasn't
I just heard
required viewing.
Yeah, I just heard it was, a fairly good movie.
I know the story. That's the thing. It's like
Everybody knows the story, Jeff.
a couple years back, they did a Noah's Ark movie with Russell Crowe and somebody else, and Dan's like, that looks
Yes,
terrible.
I remember that one. Oh my god!
And I leaned over to him like, yeah, I read the book. It's not that great of a story. And he just laughed like we just had this really long laugh because we went to the same school together. So we took these religion classes and we lived through all this, the long masses and all that fun stuff. That being said, though, I don't have any issue with anybody's religious stuff.
But no, I think I think you're right. Out of I think all the movies you've named, there are two movies probably from Disney that'll make $1 billion. But I don't think that's gonna with their stock as low as it is, I don't think it's gonna help them at all. I really don't. But it's gonna be one of those things where I think we're seeing the cultural shift now, and even we're gonna feel it again next year. We'll see a few more hopefully original movies come out, and those will be praised, and hopefully those make money and we get more of those. But I think it'll make the studios, when we get to 2027, shit their pants when they see a lot of these original ideas coming from smaller studios that have made, they've made them a lot of money, with according to their budgets and the things like that. And the bigger studios, the legacy studios, are going to be like, oh, we fucked up. It's going to be a problem because they're already feeling it now. A lot of their streaming stuff is not making money. That's why they're raising the prices. They're getting rid of a lot of shows that they have to pay residuals to because they don't want to, because it's costing them money. So they're trying to do everything they can. They're trying to use AI to make original content, but this way they don't have to pay anybody to make it. So they make more money. So it's just like this soulless cash grab for, all the money that they can get, and it's not working anymore. It's just people are tired of it.
I think it's the reason I brought that up is because I feel the same way as you, Nick, and I think it's so funny that all this stuff's going to come out when people have kind of already turned off to it, and these movies are so deep into production. Like Avengers, there's rumors that there are fights on set, and all that bullshit, and people just don't care. It's like, oh man, did you hear? They won't announce that it was Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds. They won't announce what's going on. They have done this to themselves, to quote a movie. Yeah. And I'm okay with all of this shit. But I will guess that this is a big flop of a year. Like damning to Hollywood.
Oh yeah. No. Like I said, there have been some original things we've seen this year that have done fairly well, marginally speaking, that I think will, take the small studios up and up. But they're still on their way up. They're still got, some time left. But the legacy studios, they're feeling the pinch and they're feeling it. They're trying to scramble right now to get any sort of money they can. That's why we're seeing mass firings. That's why production here in Atlanta they basically stalled because they're not shooting here anymore. They can't afford to because even with the crazy tax incentive, they can't afford to shoot here anymore. That's why they're going to the UK and other places. It's crazy. So they just don't have the money and they don't have the bandwidth. They don't have any of it. And they're just really feeling it. And I think it's hilarious that Hollywood is basically dying. And I'm very happy about it. It's taken them 100 years. They finally fucked themselves and it's going to shit.
Yeah. When you fuck yourself too hard, it just doesn't bounce back.
Yeah. It's they had a good run. Good for them. But, it's time to move aside and, let people who actually care about these things and grew up with the good stuff and remember the fun days of wonderful entertainment actually make worthwhile stories that everybody can relate to, not just certain parts of certain demographics of certain people in certain areas.
And I think I'd like to take it one step further for the younger generations that will discover these classic films. Shut the fuck up on TikTok that you find it offensive. Just watch it and understand that the cultural norms have changed. Gone with the Wind is a movie from 1939. Get the fuck over it. James Bond came out 63 years ago. Get over it that you find it offensive. I don't fucking care. And studios, don't listen to those people because their candy asses aren't buying the DVDs and the Blu-rays and the 4K discs. They're not keeping the franchises alive. Let them have their echo chambers on the internet to spin their wheels and cry into their pillow, their body pillows that look like, was it Hatsune Miike or whatever the fucking that character's called? Like, crying to their body pillows about how they're so triggered that Farrah Fawcett's poster is sexy. Like, so what? But don't get rid of the classic stuff. Like, condition the people to accept how the past was, because I've said this in the video before, we lack cultural literacy, and it's offensive how we lack cultural literacy, and it's only a newer lack of this cultural literacy because we all grew up in an era where you watched old shit and you watched new shit. It could have been because, well, the way TV and syndication worked, the good shows were on in prime time and they needed to fill 24 hours, so I Love Lucy reruns are cheaper than reruns of, I don't know, 90210. Maybe that's the reason why we watch so much old shit, but at the same time, it opened our eyes up to the way the world used to be, therefore making us a little more understanding and accepting of how things are and appreciating the change that everybody wants so much has already happened. So,
yeah,
that's my...
I'm offended by those people getting offended.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I keep seeing articles pop up in my feed of like Gen Z watching like American Pie or like Revenge of the Nerds and being like, "Oh, this is a problem." I'm just like, "No, it's not. It's not a problem. It's a bygone era of like things that happened." Go watch a blaxploitation movie. Go watch Superfly and then complain about that and see what the fuck happens.
Oh, they won't, because they'll be like, "It's just black people expressing themselves." Yeah, and those are great movies. We ain't knocking them, but don't you dare take away my 16 Candles or my Revenge of the Nerds just because, like, oh, look, teenage sex comedies can't really be made today. Because
they ain't having sex, Jeff.
Not my concern. What my concern is, though...
No, I can tell you they are. But it's not the point.
I was waiting for that. Thank you, Kendo.
I don't... Like as I stated, I don't care. But what I do care about is, like, can I watch American Pie uncensored? Yeah, I want to watch it. Oh, but the girl's naked on the internet against her consent. She wasn't actually put on the internet in real life. It was played up for a joke. And Shannon Elizabeth was paid
and
very
also,
well.
that was a 1.3 megapixel like webcam. You couldn't see shit back then.
You could barely see a nipple. You're just like,
yeah,
it's like, is this a mannequin?
Yeah, they were running 15 frames a second. You couldn't make out shit.
But the people miss the point of the joke. It's maybe she was filmed, you know, unaware, but the guy is the one that was embarrassed.
Of course,
he blew twice in like 5 minutes and embarrassed himself to the entire school. Like, the joke, the plan backfired. And that's
like
the
a
real joke.
Nimrod.
I do love that dance. So anyway, my point is, he got made fun of. If the movie would have been like, oh, and then she was shamed from her school and it was tragic. It's like, no, man, Jim's an asshole. He fucked a pie.
No.
He got embarrassed on the
Jim's the one that got shamed at school.
Yeah. Even the little kid was making fun of him. Stifler's brother. God,
You know what? I saw a video of Jason Biggs. Apparently, whenever he goes to a restaurant, even to this day, that he'll always get like either a free slice of pie or a free pie entirely.
If we are ever at a place and he's dining, remind me to buy that man a pie.
We'll all buy him a pie. He'll have like 4 stacked deep. He has to go.
He'll be like, excuse me, ma'am, our waitress, please get that man 4 pies to go from us. And he'll just look at us like, thanks, guys. No, thank you, pie fucker, and walk out. I'll just start doing that stupid dance he does as I walk out of the room. I have no shame.
Oh, man.
So anything else you guys want to say about these movies, this inevitable box office implosion?
I mean, I don't think it's an implosion. I mean, it's probably the crescendo to the implosion because it's happening now. It's just
sorry. I was gonna say I want Passion of the Christ 2 to make $1 billion because I want Passion of the Christ 3. I don't know what the hell it'll be about, but I want that.
Passion of the Christ 3. He's back one more time.
This time it's personal.
The rechristening.
The rechristening?
I'd watch the rechristening.
100% would watch the rechristening. If Mel Gibson is right past the christening, the rechristening, I'm there. I will pre-buy my fucking IMAX tickets that second.
I mean, we can technically make it because there's no copyright on religious stories.
That's true.
So we just make Robo-Christ.
Well, that's just RoboCop, but we could just make the rechristening like a Highlander, like a religious spin on Highlander.
Well, okay, we make the rechristening, but he's RoboCop. It's just the money. Just fire up the goddamn printing machine, Jeff, because that's what's going to happen.
We'll have so many $50 bills. The Goondocks will be saved. Folks, hopefully you're having as much fun listening tonight as we are.
Speaking of that, apparently there's been a script submitted for Goonies 2.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Why? Why Goonies 2?
Because money.
Well, Nick, I have some good news and some bad news. Goonies 2 already exists.
Wait. Oh, are you talking about the video game or whatever?
Yep, that's the Goonies 2.
Well, apparently this is like, them 45 years later, 40 years later, whatever. So it's just going to be that, or I think, and they're trying to get I think either it's going to be kids nowadays trying to get the treasure, or it's going to be just the parents of the kids who are, the same people, that whole thing. So I don't know. But it's already been submitted and it's in production, and in pre-production right now. So
they should treat it like Beetlejuice 2, because the Goonies was a kids movie, and it still is for a lot of kids. I know I'm going to hear like anecdotal. My kids love the Goonies. I know they do, but it's a generational type of thing. They don't like. We went out and did shit. We're on the ass end of it, where it's like, yeah, we also did hang out on the internet all night, like. It was like we're at that weird crux where we live on both sides of the line. But like, what adventure are kids going to go on now? They got to look something up on their phone and do this and do that. Like, what danger or peril will they be in? It's like, oh man, the Fratellis got us trapped. Every kid has a fucking
chat rooms with dudes that are pretending to be 10.
That's a terrible Goonies sequel. I don't want that. But no, can you give me like... if they're making it, it should just be the original actors as adults for some.
I agree.
The kids get kidnapped by pirates.
I agree. I do. I'm sending you the article right now. Hold on.
I'm so against the Goonies 2. It doesn't have anything to add. It's not a franchise. It's not something that can be milked. It's not. I don't care what people. Oh, I want to hear more about Chunk and Sloth. No, you don't. John Matusiak is dead. Jeff Cohen doesn't act.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't know what these people want. Like, it's guaranteed to flop. It's not enough for name brand recognition anymore. It has to have justification to exist. That's why all these movies that are coming out in 2027, their justification to exist is money.
Yeah, that's all sequels. That's all sequels were back in the day. I mean, we knew that in the early and mid 90s. It's like, oh, the reason making a part 2 is because of money. Like very, very, very seldomly was a part 2 better or equal to part 1. I mean, that's only happened a handful of times.
Like Empire Strikes Back.
Lethal Weapon.
Terminator 2.
Yeah. James Bond sequel is better than the first one, but that's a different type of
Back to the Future, Indiana Jones.
I would never say Back to the Future 2 is as good as part 1, but it's also, but I would say it's a very good movie.
No. Yeah, 2 is my favorite one of the trilogy, but I would never say it was better than the first one.
Yeah, it's just... Hey, the second one takes place on my birthday, and folks, here's a trivia factoid. The show started on October 21st, 2015, not because of my birthday, but because of Back to the Future Day. So this show will always be tied into Back to the Future.
Yep.
No, but Nick, I'm anti-Goonies like you wouldn't believe. I'm getting angry. I got an angry sweat going. Like I'm gonna.
Well, yeah. If you want to read the article, I'll send it to you.
Oh, you want me to read it on air, motherfucker? Okay.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? We're at this point now. Why not?
Wait, who is
it's from Deadline, so it's true.
Sorry, I got tagged in a post to Sydney Sweeney on the beach.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, damn, it looks good. Anyway. The Goonies. I guess I should make a fucking video about this. Goonies sequel is moving in the right direction as writer gives update on status. The sequel to Richard Donner's 1980s classic, The Goonies, is moving forward. Wow. According to its writer, Potsy Poncerelli. Yeah, Potsy's writing that. Isn't Potsy the guy from fucking Happy Days?
I think so.
Yes, he is.
Really great. Anson Williams is writing this movie. Speaking during a Deadline-moderated Winston Baker panel at the Venice Film Festival, Poncerelli was asked about the status of the movie and said, "I have turned in a first draft, which was very well received. I'm on a second draft and about 95% done with it, so we're moving forward in the right direction." Poncerelli said he wasn't immune to the inevitable online misgivings about a sequel to such an adored classics, but there are a few bigger fans. He said there are a few bigger fans of the original film than himself. Fuck you. And that he would treat it right with the utmost care. Motherfucker, if you really cared that much, you wouldn't worry about a paycheck. You'd walk away because you realize the futility of your endeavor. Anyway, I know there are a lot of, do we need Goonies 2, he said, but I'm the biggest fan. No, you're not. And it's my favorite movie of all time. I'd never redo the Goonies. To me, it's a story that never ended. So this is a movie I want to see as one of the biggest fans. He added that he isn't sure that the movie would be... He isn't sure when the movie would be moving into production. A director has yet to be revealed. Poncherelli is in Venice, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't like this guy's bullshit. It's not world class. There's no more fucking story to tell. The Goonies is a story of saving your house from Troy, the cheap guy, his dad, and all their other bullshit. They save the day. The treasure is found. One-Eyed Willie's ship escapes to the sunset. Is this going to be like a Titanic situation where the ship had crashed and James Cameron's going to go under the water to find One-Eyed Willie's son? If Goonies 2 is basically an underwater treasure hunt for One-Eyed Willie's adventure or One-Eyed Willie's treasure, I'm there. I will watch that movie. But unless it's that, fucking.
Well, no, I think one either drunkenly or whatever I sent. I think we talked about doing a comic or a black and white comic sequel for Goonies 2, and the idea we came up with was way better than this.
Because one, I'd be drawing it, which means I can make it any time. I can have any character I want on the page. I don't have to I want Chunk. We got Chunk and Sloth.
Yeah.
The Goonies is tied into the one thing that this big fan doesn't realize. Like Back to the Future, some of its appeal is the time when it was released. It was the 80s was a celebration of popular culture, a celebration of certain types of technology that, and the movie captures that spirit. What are we going to celebrate in the modern age? Fucking streaming? Not owning anything? What is there that's interesting in this time period to do? The Goonies fight to buy a house in the modern economy. They're also in their 50s at this point, and so they're going to be close to grandparents. Are you that interested in watching grandparents go on an adventure? No. That's like Meet the Fockers. You don't really care.
That was Cocoon.
Cocoon.
Oh, man.
Way to ruin my night, Nick.
Well, it came up and I wanted to mention it on the show. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's actually.
I wanted there to be awareness of this somewhere.
Yeah, folks, we're using our platform. Do not support the Goonies 2. Go out of your way. If the Goonies 2 gets made and somebody's going to see it, piss in their popcorn. Okay, don't piss in their popcorn bucket, but you know what I mean. Do something extreme to make sure nobody goes to see this movie.
I don't think I think this is gonna stick in development hell. I don't think it's gonna get made, or it's gonna get made in 5 years or something. They'll start in 5 years to actually shoot it.
I don't ever want it to happen. So.
No, I agree, because they tried this 2 years ago by making a TV show about it, or some limited series where it was a teacher showing these kids the Goonies movie, and then they wanted to reenact it and make it themselves or something in some small town in some school somewhere. That was supposed to be the series or something they were going to do, and it's that doesn't make any sense either.
No. Development hell is going to be the best friend of this movie, but I know Corey Feldman's hoping that it gets made. He could use a Goonies paycheck.
Jeez. That guy.
I would much rather the Friday the 13th franchise bring him back than make a Goonies movie.
Oh God,
Tommy Jarvis comes back again. Yeah. He didn't die.
No, he never died. He never ever died.
No.
That's true. But he's more likely to get a bump from fucking Friday 13th than anything else. I'm surprised they have it. Well, I know why.
Pretty sure he's getting plenty of bumps every day there, Nick.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but thank you, Ken. Yeah, trust me. We saw him at the 40th anniversary there, and he was really wily.
Kept over talking Robert Davi, which I found.
Yeah. And Robert Davi was being very, very sweet and awesome and telling a lot of everybody, super nice guy, telling us all the stories and everything and fucking Corey just wanted to keep having the last word in like an asshole, so.
Well, 2032 we'll have Corey Feldman on the channel to talk about his Emmy, his Grammy. He's an EGOT winner in 2042. So I added 10 more years.
If he survives that long, Jeff.
That's true. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, because he's not looking too good.
Well, he's going to ascend to the millennium.
Oh God, he's 54. He looks 65.
So let's read a couple of these. We have 2 more topics to hit tonight because I put it in the title and I don't want to honey dick the audience. Xavier God says, do you guys think Chris Jericho or AJ Lee returns to WWE? Jericho definitely. You think? I think AJ Lee.
They already spoiled it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, somebody. There was a Twitter post. I don't know if it was real or not. I haven't had time to verify shit lately, but it was. Somebody posted something on Twitter about, at WWE shop something, blah, blah, blah. Can't wait to get some AJ Lee merch. And the response was from WWE shop or something like that, saying that AJ Lee merch will be available Friday after she returns on SmackDown.
Well, that's awesome that they spoiled it. But I'm not buying any of her merchandise. I'm sorry. She's fine. But, I got respect for her. She's talented in the ring, but she's not as good as Chris Jericho or prolific or important. So, and the only reason I want Jericho to come back is to put him back in the video games and to make his action figures. And that's it. He needs to retire in my eyes. He used to be my second favorite wrestler, but every time he does something new, he just continues to fall out of favor with me, the kid who used to ride his bike around looking for the Chris Jericho action figure. I got his autograph. I loved Jericho. I was a Jerichoholic at a young age. I went through rehab. But now I just don't care anymore. So, good luck, Jericho. I hope you come back and break the walls down. Dixon Cider, what is up? He says, "Hail, guys. Did Andrew get a chance to send the gifts to you? Party boob!" I have not received anything from Andrew, but I will have a P.O. box up by the end of the month. I know I keep saying it. It's been a year. I apologize. I've just been taking care of responsibilities with Wokebusters and almost done with Stealing Solo 2 and putting all the resources into that in my time. So, Jeff is at the very end of that book, and it's looking great. He showed me some pages. It looks wonderful. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a wonderful campaign. Just make sure we're breaking records, folks. You guys can help us. The first Stealing Solo is a big hit. We want to do 4 times that amount, and I have all kinds of awesome stuff in this campaign for you. And if you're a worldwide listener, we are catering to you guys. We are making sure that you can get our stuff. It's going to be a smooth process. I know what I'm doing. I have a lot of hands to help.
Whatever country you're in, Jeff will translate the book into that language, so this way you can have it. So don't be that.
Only for your digital copies. That is not true. Oh God.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I will have Stealing Solo in Espanol though next year.
Oh, nice.
So you guys can check that out. But no, Dixon Cider, I have not received anything from Andrew. So thank you in advance. I will find Andrew. I will lay the smackdown on him. I will drink whatever wine he has in his apartment, and then I'll bring the gifts home. And that's it. That's all I got to say about that. But Party Boob! Now with AI, we could make Party Boob over a weekend.
Oh, God, we can. Yeah, really we can.
Xavier God, thank you for both of these. He says, it's rumored that the next Avengers is a trilogy.
Why?
Xavier to God also says, I'm a Gen Z and I love American Pie movies. Also, I'm offended by Revenge of the Nerds. Also, Jeff, make sure you give Jason Biggs gets cream pies. Oh, God.
Oh my god.
You don't want to get him baklava cheesecake, Nick?
Jesus Christ.
I might have developed diabetes this weekend because, god damn, that was literally the best thing we've ever eaten.
Oh, dude. Jeez. Marietta Diner. Holy shit. Oh my god.
I'm driving down right now, Nick. I'll be there for breakfast. Saturday.
Oh, God.
Now, Xavier to God, I'm curious what you find offensive. Is it the scene where Robert Carradine dresses up as the other boyfriend and still gets it on with her?
Like, the penny raid?
Yeah, is that like you gotta take into context, like the 80s sex comedies are always going to be harder edged than the 90s sex comedies, which are harder edged than the 2000s sex comedies, and nowadays they don't exist. We're just after they went to home to video or direct to video home video releases for American Pie, that genre died.
Yeah, apparently he said, "I'm not offended by Revenge of the Nerds." I mean, that's what he said.
Then if you were, no problem. I still respect you the same. I just like I could understand that people would be upset by like actual grape soda content, but it didn't happen that way. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into defending that movie because you don't have a problem with it, and we all love it.
Oh God! So, somebody said the Goonies 3, the Gooning.
We could make a horror porno comedy called The Gooning, but it's like a riff on The Burning. Hey, that could be our trailer. The Gooning.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and then our festival could be called Goonie Man.
Yeah, I'm down for Gooning Man. It'll be a giant. Never mind. You know exactly what. We'll still light it up in effigy. Nobody will dance around the Gooning Man though, because he's kind of weird. So we let him sit by himself in the corner.
Oh God.
We need to take the song "Hurdy Gurdy Man" and turn it into something Gooning Man. There we go. I'll use AI for that. Now, guys, to keep up with the topics in the announcement or the title tonight. As of September, hold on, I got a graphic for this. Sorry, I apologize in advance if you don't like what I'm about to show you, but sometimes you need to look at a provocative image to understand. So here's Poob, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. As of September 3rd, 2025, Amazon MGO Studios has confirmed that production for the Tomb Raider live-action TV series on Prime Video will begin January of 2026. Now, here's what I wanted to bring up. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, known for Fleabag as writing and co-running the show. We have talked about the pendulum shift. There will be a video about this very soon. Everybody in Hollywood and all these people are going to make this into this like feminist icon show. They're going to turn Tomb Raider into one of those shows, even though Lara Croft has always been a strong character. I think this show is going to fail because it's going to be so out of touch with where we are in 2020. 2026. I think it'll probably come out end of year, maybe early 2027. But I think this is going to be a situation where Hollywood misses the mark completely. What say you guys?
Definitely, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge also, has a stink on her name for a lot of things, and I feel like if she's attached to it and they put her, she goes out and she's talking about it all the time, or they do interviews with her, like it's just going to be like an immediate flop. Like there will be no watch hours on it. I don't care how sexy the actress is for Lara Croft.
She's not. It's Sophie Turner from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, she's okay.
Or not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones.
She's fine. She's not. Yeah, she's all right.
She's not Lara Croft.
She's not Lara Croft. They should have got and Alexander Daddario for Lara Croft.
Oh God, yeah. I like her better than Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, or Sydney Sweeney to be Lara Croft.
That would get everybody watching it. Like,
yeah.
We went from the conical tits to the realistic tits, Lara Croft. That's the era we live in.
Yeah, talk about gooning.
Not anymore. Done with her anyway.
But no, I think once again, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is like her days are numbered. Her days are very much numbered. Her being a showrunner and running stuff is going to end, I think, next year for sure. Because didn't she try working with Donald Glover and even the show that she was on, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, she had to leave because of him, or there was like creative differences, as they said. But even that show bombed because like it was trash. I watched the whole season. It was just bad.
You're part of the problem, Nick. No, all joking aside, that show doesn't need to exist because we're making a TV show based on a movie that is 20 years old. I think her brand is up. Like, her infusion of whatever she puts into Indiana Jones did not work. That movie fucking flopped hard. But Jeff, she's only an actor. No, she did a little more. She had a little more say. Like with James Bond, she rewrote fucking No Time to Die. Like, it's because she's a funny lady. Like, Hollywood's like, oh, she's smart and funny. Let's give her everything. She can, really make it the way we want it. Yeah, the way you want it. But we're the consumers. We're the audience. We're the customers, Hollywood. We don't want her snarky. She's the fucking droid rights lady. She's the let me put Indiana Jones in a corner lady. She's the let me make James Bond cry over some chick lady. Like, Lara Croft is just going to be this, like, Lara Croft was cool, but I'm worried it's going to become something else because of the people behind it. And whatever cucky loser sidekick she's going to get, some dude, Giles, he's going to suck, and we're going to be stuck with all this crap, and nobody wants it. Like, I don't even want a Tomb Raider TV show. It's a good video game and a fine movie, and that's about it.
They tried making the movie again a few years ago, and nobody cared for it.
Oh, that's on screen right here, Alicia Vikander.
Yeah. She was a fine actress, but like nobody cared for it because it was dead. Like Angelina Jolie did 2 movies, and that was it. It was fine. And
she was fine.
Yeah, she was. Actually, Daniel Craig was in the second one.
Yeah, him not so much.
I feel like Gerard Butler was in there too. Yeah, he's in there somewhere. But it's done. It's over with. They're not. There's no more Lara Croft games. I don't think, anyways. Nobody really cares about the character anymore. It was funny back then, and it just it's past its time. It's past its time.
Let's see. Up next was another topic. Since Phoebe Waller-Bridge ruined Indiana Jones and possibly Tomb Raider, now we get to talk about a franchise that she did fuck up and how it's trying to redeem itself. And this will be our closer for the night, folks, unless the audience has anything else they want to say. So it's on your screen is the new James Bond video game, First Light. And they've released a trailer, long gameplay, DLC, all this extra stuff. Now, I'm not really here to talk about the game for an hour. All I'll say is the game looks interesting. I will buy this game, and I will get the deluxe one because I like James Bond. But what I'm hoping for, and what I'm actually seeing, is the reintroduction of James Bond to the mainstream. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, No Time to Die wasn't that long ago. But the Daniel Craig James Bond was very much removed from... His version of James Bond was removed from visibility. And what I mean by that is when Pierce Brosnan was playing James Bond stuck around. James Bond was just kind of always there. If you didn't get a movie, you got a video game. You got something else. It was like James Bond all the time. And then it stopped when Daniel Craig took over. They wanted to make Bond more serious. They took away merchandising. They took away games. They did Legends and they did Bloodstone. But those kind of sucked. And that's why they stopped doing that shit. On top of, like, James Bond was living in this weird... we were living in this weird era where everybody on the internet was, James Bond's offensive, it's a code name, it's this, it's that. I'm hoping that this game brings us back to normalcy with 007, and that we see a game every couple years. We see a movie every 2 to 3 years. We see James Bond as visible as we saw Iron Man for the last 20 years. Like, I'm hoping that this is that. And I think the time is right to bring back 007. We're no longer worried about the feminists on the internet freaking out about something that happened in 1964. Like, shut up and don't watch it or don't play it. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's time for James Bond to make a comeback? Or do you think it's time for... or do you think it's just a video game that's just going to come and go?
I think it'll make a comeback. I mean, it's one of those properties that never really ever went away ever since it came out, 3 years ago. So... I hope this game is good. I will save my purchasing of it until after you buy it and play it and tell me whether or not it's good. And maybe this could be it. Maybe this game could reignite the fervor into James Bond that Daniel Craig helped to wane away and kill off.
And I am very happy that James Bond looks the way he looks in this game, because it puts the theory of, or the idea of like black James Bond, Asian James Bond, Hispanic James Bond, that puts it to bed. Like, I guess James Bond, the franchise, was smart. They had to wait out the stupidity of society, and now everyone's just kind of like off of their bullshit moral high horse. And now it's like, all right, he could be a white British guy. He can sleep around. He can do this. He can do that. Like, I even took it, or they took it one level further. He's got the scar on his face, which isn't in any of the movies. In the book, he's got a very distinguished scar. They write about it in every book. They, when they describe how he looks, and he's got the scar in this game. So
what is the scar from? Like, give us the
I think it's the war.
Okay, all right.
Because you gotta remember, James Bond comes out in the early '50s in Casino Royale, and Ian Fleming, as you know through history and the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, also was part of World War II, British Secret Service, and a lot of his stories influenced James Bond. But yeah, James Bond was a war vet, just like Felix Leiter, I believe, and a lot of these characters, World War II was such a big thing that the impact influenced a lot of that stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this is the Bond from the books, but they're keeping the music from the movies in the trailer. Like, it's got the Bond theme and I think it's the Honor Majesty Secret Service theme they played. He drives an Aston Martin. This is the same 007 logo from the movies. So I'm there. I think Bond is going to be safe again. And hopefully once James Bond is safe, other classic properties can either resume, or we can stop worrying about them being offensive. And then, we can stop having this rhetoric and this conversation. This garbage era of self-policing and deconstruction is over. Or maybe I'm optimistic.
I agree. But with everything you told me about the game just a second, I didn't realize they were going that far. I didn't realize that they were pulling out stuff from the book to put into the game that only people, who are huge fans like which is good, which I think is a good sign. But I'm still holding my breath, and I'm going to wait for the movie to come out. And I'm going to wait for casting first and see how that goes, because I could still go to shit. Oh, yeah. But it makes me a little bit more hopeful for the movie and for whatever they else do, do going forward. But I'm with you. I really wish Brosnan would come back and do Old Man Bond, because like, he's still fucking got it.
Yep.
He's still the man. And I would love nothing more than to see, even if it's just one movie of just him. That's all I would want. Give me one Old Man Bond movie, and then like. But here's the thing.
He lives.
No. Definitely he lives. Definitely he lives. No, he does not die. He definitely lives. He has to live. But I feel like if they were to do that and do that in good faith for the fans, it would rush everybody back, and it would build that brand overnight so fucking quickly they wouldn't know what to do with it.
Oh, dude.
If they did just one, if they even announced it, they would get their alcohol stuff back for the vodkas. They'd get the car stuff back for the Aston Martins. They would get the watch stuff back. They would get everything fucking back overnight if they announced Pierce Brosnan Old Man Bond one time only happening. It's going to be fun. Like, see you in 18 months. It'll happen. I mean, it would happen if they did that, if they announced that.
Dude, we would do a countdown clock.
Oh, 100%. I'm here. Yeah.
It'd be like, oh my God, November 7th, 2028, Pierce Brosnan returns. Okay, let's fucking go. Because on a merchandising front, I'm going to be excited for, we get the Pierce Brosnan old doll, we get the young doll, GoldenEye's going to get a re-release. Like, cool.
Dude, they would if they were to just announce that and do just the one movie of Old Man Bond, overnight. All the money, all the sponsorships, everything. You'd get everything back, dude. Everybody would want a piece of it then. You get Rolex, you get Aston Martin, Belvedere vodka, whoever the hell it is.
Rolex, cool.
Yeah, no, why the fuck not? What? They'll do the Omega Seamaster. They'll do both of them. Why not? They'll everybody will get on board. They'll do it all. Trust me. With that kind of announcement and that kind of pull, no. Yeah, they will get all the faith back in the brand immediately. But the question is, are they smart enough to do that, and are they creative enough to make a movie around that to have that happen? That's the thing. Because like they have the opportunity and the money to do it. They do. But are they smart enough to do it?
It's rhetorical, but I'm going to answer no.
That's the right answer. Because no, all it takes is like a fucking Deadline article saying Old Man Bond, Pierce Brosnan is back for one movie, 18 months coming out. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And overnight.
Because, yeah, you'll have to recast him eventually, but why not, instead of recasting Bond and starting out fresh, why not, like you say, give it a massive spike in visibility?
Oh,
you know, like, holy shit, they've never done, well, they've done it once. Never say never again.
Yeah,
Sean Connery came back. But it's not like this. Pierce Brosnan hasn't been Bond in over 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, Connery hadn't been Bond in 12 years. So it wasn't, like, that big of a jump.
Yeah,
Plus,
and
give him fired.
Yeah, give him double his paycheck, whatever. You know, it's Amazon. They got the fucking money to do it. They can afford it. It's fine. But it would be like a massive ROI for them if they did that. A massive ROI.
It would be great. Nostalgia and goodwill pays back.
Yeah, it would be great, but once again, they have to be smart enough and not just to announce him, but make a movie that is good enough for that. You can't just announce it and do the trailer and things like that, because you're going if people feel honey dick, you will lose that overnight as fast as you gained it. It has to be good. It has to be fun. It has to be everything we wanted from his era of Bond. At least that era of Bond. You know, if they can return a little bit of that, at least 80 to 85% of that era of his stuff back to us, they'll have good faith with the fans for anything coming up next. But they have to be smart enough and intelligent enough to do it.
I agree, man, and I want that to happen. Just make the character look cool, remind us why we love James Bond, and don't try to deconstruct the story.
Do what the fuck was it? That Robert Redford movie with Brad Pitt. I think it's like Spy something. Do that. Do a version of that where he comes in for an interview and he tells you all, like, you know, his shit or something. I don't know. Something. Yeah. Give him one last mission. Get one bad guy you thought was dead and have him come back or something. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Like, it could be his white whale.
Yeah,
like the one that James Bond, like.
Yeah.
Technically, in the last one, Bond gets Blofeld, but you can always write a narrative where it's like there were other megalomaniacal villains because he fought many of them.
Yeah.
Like one that got away, or one that Bond knew was corrupt, but he got too powerful and he couldn't do anything because he was in the government or something. And Bond's going to take him down. Like, yeah, just have and have him get the gadgets and all this shit, and don't spend like a lot of time going like, "Hey, I'm so old, or
No. Have one sequence of him starting up, like running or whatever, and he like breathes a little heavy, and then that's it. Do it once, solidify his old, and then fucking move on.
And
you know,
let him and give him women of his age and younger. You know, make him cool.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
but once again, they have to be smart enough to do this. I don't think they are.
They are not.
Let me dream.
No, dream all you want, but I mean, like that, like in a perfect world or a perfect society or better.
Live in the now.
Yeah, it would be wonderful for them to do it, but you know, they have to have the right writers and the right people to get a good script going for him, and that's what it all boils down to. I mean, the announcement's fine if it does happen. The announcement's great. But they have to deliver as well, which, I mean, yeah, it's got to be 80 to 85% of Pierce Brosnan's Bond movies. It's got to be that fun globe-trotting thing we had with him. It has to be that.
I want it. I want it.
Yeah. I mean, get a new Q. Don't give me the Q from the Craig movies. Give me somebody else.
Oh yeah, Ben Whishaw sucked.
Yeah, it didn't work out, man. It just didn't feel like Q. He felt like he was the IT guy at a firm talking down to you the whole time. He's like, oh, right click save, you know, fucking turn off your computer, you know, like press this button, go here. What, the printer doesn't work? It's not connected. Maybe if you know, powered it on, it would work. He felt like he was the head of IT just talking down to everybody.
It should have been good. Simon Pegg. If they were smart, they would have got Simon Pegg before Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, even then, it would have been nice, but it wouldn't have like The brand would have still shit the bed. It would have just been he was in shitty movies for a bit. That's all. So I'm glad he went to Mission Impossible because at least those movies are fun. Yeah, they need a new Q. Like he needs the beginning of it, him coming back into like MI6 needs to be the old man thing. That's it. Do the old man bit in the beginning when he's coming back into MI6 to get the gadgets and be done with it. That's it. Don't harken it again. Don't say anything about it. Move on. Because we like the old man thing is obvious. Just don't make it like you have in these last few movies, like with Ghostbusters and with Indiana Jones and with other ones like that, like that, where it's like or like Bad Boys. It's like, don't keep harking on the old man thing constantly. Do it once and move on.
Yeah, Die Hard 4 was okay with that.
Well, yeah, no. Well, and here's the thing: they did it correctly because it was analog guy in a digital world, which was great. And it worked really well to their advantage. They wrote it correctly. They wrote that whole thing correctly, and it was so much fun. But nowadays, it seems like it's just knocking you over the head. It's like, they're old, their knees hurt, their back aches, they can't run as fast. Like, we fucking get it. People age. We get it.
Their hips.
Yeah, exactly. We get it. It's just they need to, not do that anymore. Or at least, do it once, make it a little subtle thing, and then fucking move on.
I gotta watch the rest of this 40-minute gameplay footage of this game, but it looks like it's Hitman is James Bond. It's what Indiana Jones should have been. So
Gotcha.
All right, so our message from Xavier DeGoddis here. He says, fuck, marry, kill, Krispy Kreme, Dunkin' Donuts, or Yum Yum Donuts.
I don't know Yum Yum Donuts.
I used to have that out in California. I do remember Yum Yum Donuts.
Of course you do.
I ordered them a lot.
I have no idea what
donuts.
Yum Yum Donuts are. So I'm going to substitute Pink Box, and I will marry Pink Box, F Krispy Kreme, and kill Dunkin'.
I'm with you, Kendo. Pink Box is the shit. Dunkin' can go fuck themselves, but no, Krispy Kreme is definitely same thing for sure.
Never had a Pink Box donut, so
They're awesome.
These, I will kill Krispy Kreme because they're shit to me. They're just like Kroger donuts. They're there.
Damn.
I'm gonna marry Yum Yum Donuts because I got their breakfast sandwiches all the time. They had the best ones. And then I'll fuck Dunkin' Donuts just for variety. I don't think their donuts are that much better than Krispy Kreme. It's just the fact that Dunkin' has so many more varieties than Krispy Kreme's. Glazed with chocolate, glazed with strawberry. It's like, whatever, man. It's like you just have the same fucking shit over and over. So
Dunkin' used to be really, really good, and then they went through that massive downsizing and closing everything, and then they all came back, owned by a certain group of people, and it just has not been the same.
Yeah. Independent.
Well, and then they changed their logo to everybody runs on Dunkin', which is their whole thing was, I remember it because there was more people buy coffee from Dunkin' than donuts, and we're just gonna make our logo the coffee cup as opposed to the donut. It's like, that's not what people know you for, jackass.
No.
Yeah. Because
But
I still
now
remember
I
the
want
old
a late
commercial
night
of the guy getting up and making the donuts. I still remember that commercial.
Time to make the donuts.
Time to make the donuts, yep.
It's time to make the donuts, not time to make the shawarma. I want that. I'll go somewhere else.
That's fair.
Shawarma, though.
That's fair.
So do I. It's just not the same as it was before.
I agree.
know.
I agree. I think my mom still has an old school coffee cup from the original Dunkin' Donuts. It's somewhere in the house.
Well, it's a relic, man.
It is a relic. It's a damn relic. From a better time.
There's nothing to Krispy Kreme but air. I want a donut you can actually eat. Yeah, the only way I'll go to Krispy Kreme is if they're free, or if somebody requests it. But not me.
What is it in Gallenberg? There's a Krispy Kreme, and whenever the light goes on, it there's a line around the block for Krispy Kreme. But also it's
that's when they're
so,
fresh.
Yeah.
There used to be one over by me, but they went out of business because nobody ate there.
Jeez.
And it's a nice area too, so
They wanted their gourmet donuts. They wanted their Dubai chocolate donuts.
Yeah, they replaced it with a Chipotle. So, you know.
as one does.
Well, folks, you can replace us with a Chipotle if it's no Chipotles are open on the East Coast or in the Central Time Zone. But if you're on the West Coast and you're still listening, it's 9:14 p.m. You can go out and get yourself a double wrapped burrito with Chipotle chicken and many other fillings, like I would. But we're not sponsored by them, so don't do that. But hit that thumbs up button before you go. If you're listening on any platform, give us a like, give us a share. It really helps. I want to thank everybody that supported the channel tonight. You guys have been really showing a lot of love to WCBS, so we're going to give you a Steiner Math closeout because we've reached a lot of goals tonight. But is there anything else you guys want to say before I give the closing spiel?
No.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh, I watched the video on how he's a government spy. We'll talk about it later.
And yeah, I've seen those podcasts too.
Oh, this was a moon video. Those are my favorite. Anyway, folks, like I keep telling you, be on the lookout for all we put out. I'd like to thank everybody that keeps subscribing. We got new people. There's a lot of new life here on WCBS, and as you can tell, I'm quite excited. Also, like I said at the beginning of the show, I got like 5 pages of Stealing Solo 2 to finish. This one's bigger. It's funnier. People like it. The art is improved. I'm very proud of the work. So a lot of you have read Stealing Solo and continue to read it. If you read the first book, you're going to love the second one. I got a nice review from the guys over on, Thinking Critical. So shout out to Reverend Eric Sully. You're the best man. I appreciate the nice compliments. And folks, that's really all there is. There's going to be some new videos coming out. And once I finish the book, we're going to be producing videos in a way that you haven't seen in a while. Lots of us. So you guys want more, and we want to give you more. But until next time, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the 3-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
My name is Jeff.